Welcome to PHALL Memories podcast. I am Lance, or Jelly, or Prince, as most PHALL people know me. And my co-host is Philip, or Any, or NFL, as most PHALL people know him. And both of us are from Calbeck Avenue. Our mission on this podcast series is to explore how PHALL, a small community in the Kingston 20 area, surrounded by Joesland, just across Washington Boulevard, Marvalley, Trucks Garden, or Francis Land as I know it, Arlene Garden, Patrick City, just across the Sandy Gully, became the epicenter of football or soccer for some people in Jamaica in the early 1970s. PHALL was also home of some of the most legendary musicians and entertainers of that era. I was still going to PHALL Primary when every single Sunday a triple header was played at the original ball ground at the intersection of Calbeck Avenue, PHALL Drive, now Kennel Drive. One morning match and two evening match was played to a capacity crowd. These teams, Patosi Rovers, Carawina, Asphalt, Covey, El Furto, and Dreads was joined by Marvalley UNDN to play in the PHALL Corner League football tournament. And every baller in Jamaica at the time wanted to play in a PHALL Corner League to showcase them skills as the first officially organized Corner League football tournament in Jamaica. In this conversation, we hope to capture the memories of players, supporters, and any members of the PHALL community, male or female, who want to come and share their stories. Your feedback and support will be greatly appreciated on whatever social media platform you might be listening, and thanks in advance. Ready? Today is Sunday, August 28th, and welcome back to another conversation about PHALL memories. Me, as usual, Jelly, or Lance, or Prince, and my co-host is Philip, or NFL. Our guest this week will need a proper introduction because will not need a proper introduction because he's from an elite group of sporting brothers who grew up on Patosi Avenue, about 200 meters from my yard at Calbeck Avenue. His oldest brother, Tennyson, was talented in any sport he played on the triangle field or over Boys Town, as we call it, around them backyard.
Respect.
And at Francis Land, whether it be football, cricket, or track and field. His other brother, Jeffrey, was also older than him, was an elite track and field athlete at my alma mater, Meadowbrook High, and was the first boy to win Class 2 400 at Boys Champs in 1977. The last time Meadowbrook was in the top 10 at Boys Champs. Our guest today played the hook shot with utmost disdain, and I used to look on him and say, boy, I wish I could have grown up and bat like him. But me never learned to play the hook shot, so. But without further ado, I'm going to make him introduce himself and tell me about the PHALL story, including our bicycle riding skills. So, Brian Walters, introduce yourself, my brother, and then Philip, introduce yourself.
Yeah, gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here, man. You know that, Lance, because we'll go way back. It's a pleasure to be here. You know that the only thing I'll say, guys, is that I've been listening. You guys have been doing a tremendous job with this, with this broadcast, and you know, enough respect for doing that as well. And I think the memories are very important for us to sort of memorialize them. But I'll say this: I think at some point, though, you guys have to start bringing some women in here, man, because we need to get the female angle. And I'm actually sure you guys are working on that. But that would be an interesting perspective as well. And there's quite a few of them with some good stories that we need to hear. Having said that, though, you know, I'm not gonna highlight too much, who I am, but I can tell you, I went to PHALL when I think I was about three and a half, and we were a part of that first class that when PHALL opened.
PHALL Primary.
PHALL Primary started. And, you know, it's just the people you met. I think one of the first, you guys might not know those people, but the first person that came to us, me, Jeff, and Ten, when we were kids that we had just moved in, I remember, was the Minats, and Franz Minat came up and introduced himself, and, you know, just one by one we started meeting everybody in the family. But Lance, I want to tell you though, respect, because a lot of people don't remember me as a cricketer in PHALL. and one of the things they never know is that at GC, I'd actually represented JC in three sports, in football, cricket, and of course track, as I think most people remember.
Track and field,
But Lance, you remember this, man? I think when I tell people that cricket was the sport I enjoyed the most back at Pembroke Hall. A lot of people warm because you remember it was a thinking man's sport, and it required it just the calmness and the environment itself of playing cricket was just relaxing. So big props for remembering that, and those are some fun memories, and I'm sure we're going to go through.
Yeah, man, we're getting at that, man. Now, Phil, introduce yourself, and then I have something to say to Brian about
yes, once again, man, without doubt, this is Phil, aka NFL, from Pembroke Hall, Calbeck Avenue to be exact, and we're really glad to have you here, my brother. We're looking forward to a fun conversation.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Brian, so before we just start the conversation, come in make all the question and just talk right right? We just meet up after this long time. Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned the part about female, and anybody you know, when the female are interested to come on, you just send them to me, because yesterday we had our first female guest.
Okay.
And you're supposed to know her. She live right beside Bobby Culture. Remember the Scott, remember Penny?
Yeah, man. The question is which one? I mean,
Odette, you're right, Brian. Odette, reach out to me. I'm saying, you know what? Just like I learned my mistake from Meadowbrook, not the Meadowbrook thing. I'm saying, no, man, I have to have some female on, because this is not
definitely.
So she come on, and if you want to come out next week, if you want to come out before yours next week, because they are yesterday. So I agree with you. I'm just put it out there from now. When people hear me I talk, I say any female who want to come on. As a matter of fact, I put out to even your sister. I remember your sister name was Claire. She's younger than me. If she interested, I'm brave enough to come on face my little lollipop spin bowling. She can't come on.
Definitely. I'm glad you did that, though, because as much as all the men have been interested, there's definitely another perspective there.
Definitely, Brian.
We can check out look at. But definitely, Odette is big props to Odette and Nora very well. Weed and I were actually in the same class.
Right, right.
Henny did talk to me before about Oliver Brown, and he lived kind of like around closer to them than I did.
As well. And beside Mr. Bliss and them, they're beside Mr. Bliss.
Right. Exactly, and I know shout out to Tommy as well, because Tommy, I told Oliver she didn't think, because I left Jamaica so long that I would have remembered her. But definitely, man, those you remember my Pembroke memory is very vivid. So that's good. I'm looking forward to hearing Odette and the other ladies that will come on as well. And I'll reach out to a couple of them and tell them to reach out to you, Lance.
Definitely, Brian. You want to give them a number and everything, you just tell them. And man, definitely. Open to that, Brian. I want to talk to as much women as possible to come. I learn less when I start on the Meadowbrook thing. Because when I start them thing, Brian, I never think people are interested, but I realize a man want to tell them story. Man and woman want to tell them memories. And it's a good thing.
Well, at that thing, and like you said, it's a community that was rich with unity.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly.
So that created a lot of fun memories for all involved. And it's a community program.
Exactly. Community memories, man. So I'm memories is different, Brian. I tell you, because when I think and before I'm going to when I think realize, Brian, they say women don't go by nickname, women don't remember nicknames. I don't use nickname. They say, whereas we remember a man by a nickname. When I talk to Odette, I say nickname. She say, who that? So it's a different perspective. You're right about that, Brian. So
no, anyway, that's true.
Go ahead.
That's so true, man. Go ahead.
No, man. So anyway, the first thing I want to find out from you is why you come to Pembroke Hall and how old were you?
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. I think I was about 3.5, and as you know, 10 and Jeff were a year. We were in consecutive years, so I was about 3.5. Jeff was like 4, and 10 was 5. So we were actually, when we started, we were going to Calabar All Age, which was a primary school, because we had 2 aunts that were teachers there. I was really too young to school, but every time they were going to school, I would cry. So them just carried me with them, and I ended up starting school very early.
Brian,
a year and a half. Yeah.
Just an interject. Where's Calabar primary?
Good question. I can't remember that. I think I slide.
It's downtown, somewhere downtown.
It's downtown, like down by East Queen Street, somewhere down there.
It's
on that
either
side.
Yeah, but I try to remember if I eat the pan Slipen Road close to Blood Bank, but I'm not think of that a
No,
Calabar
I
primary.
don't know exactly where
I
it was,
don't
but
know
I know in fact the
it I
church
just
that was
said.
attached to it was the East Sweet Street Baptist Church. So it's down that side.
That's a good question. You know if
at the town.
You know if that school still exists, Brian?
I believe it does. I actually believe it does. So with the three of us went there. Jeff and myself and Penn went there, and then till Permacal Primary was established, and then we just made a transition. So we were in Permacal from that time. And as a matter of fact, we were there, and I think Claire was born there. My sister was born there.
Permacal. And what year? So what year you moved to Permacal, Brian?
It would be 64.
64. That's the same year we started. Same year we moved to Permacal. 64. Yeah.
It would be like either 63 or 64. It would be the actual year. So. Yeah.
So where come a Permacal first? What memories you have? I mean, you might not remember where you just come, but where the earliest memory you have a Permacal? Put it that way.
The earliest memory, as I said, I think we were talking before we went online was I remember the three of us were just there and we're on the veranda. And this is really going way back, man. And for the sake of your listeners who know the minors, they had left Permacal, I think, somewhere around 72 or 71 because I was still in primary school.
I remember Brian. So you have to tell me about it.
No, you know, the name sounds familiar, but I can't put the street where they.
These guys were original. They were original Patosa players because the older brother, who was Whitney, was the first goalkeeper, to my recollection.
Patosa Rovers. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. In fact, I used to call him Cave. The reason why I'm calling him Caveman was he used to play barefooted, and the man was a no frills keeper, but he was a solid defender in terms of the goal. But they were a little older than us, so their one brother Andre, and then Petra, who was the last one. Andre was in my year, and I think we're also in the same class in primary school. So you wouldn't remember them too much. You guys wouldn't remember them.
So which part of them used to live, Brian? Where them used to live?
They were two houses to my left.
Oh, down the road, beside the Ingleton.
Going towards
the next door to the Ingletons.
Yes, okay, right. I got you. Yeah.
So they were there, and then by the time you guys were still in primary school, as was I, by the way, they left Permacal in either 71 or 72. So I didn't clearly, you would not remember them.
No, right.
You would not remember them, but that was going back, and they were the first person, and then we just started meeting like the Nicholsons and Oliver, of course, across the street, the Bliss, Bobby, God rest his soul. Culture, right, and they would have started, the whole of that side of Whitney and there. We just started linking up, obviously, and then Lance, as you guys know, and Henny, we started going up the street, and then you guys became, incorporated into just our development as well, and then Permacal Primary became really sort of the melting pot for everybody.
Yeah.
So you guys went to, I know Hennifer went to Permacal Primary. You went to Primary, Lance?
Yeah, man, but Permacal Primary from 1969. Yeah, man. My first, when we go to basic school up the road, up at Clydesdale, and when we reached primary age.
Okay, right. I remember the man.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay, I remember. Okay, so you had primary. So
yeah,
I think you were the year below me.
Yeah, man, I was a year below you, Brian. Yes.
You were the year before me.
I started 69. Yeah, man, I remember that. So, yeah. So, what some of the other people remember now, apart from the minors, them remember now? Well, the cars, some of the name them already.
Well, everybody upon the block, and when you get tight, and as you get older, and as you start exposed to primary, then you start branch out, So, you and everybody. And then, of course, Permacal of a way where, irrespective of your age group, there's a group of people that that you will link up with in terms of camaraderie, and so that was the same for me. You started meeting people from my grade. We're in grade one, from grade one, and then you meet you met all the people that were also there and that didn't even live in Permacal, but for the most part, the man, and then sports was really an integrating factor. Because once you start play ball or run track and them sort of things and play cricket, then you started branching out more and more.
Yeah, man. You would
greater exposure.
A different mindset you come in, man. Different set of man you meet, you know. Different set of man.
Right. You start meet a different set of group. But you know, again, especially from Patosi, you know, I tell you, a major spot was even going to Mr. Lindsay.
Yeah.
You know.
Can't forget that. Yes.
So if you go Mr. Lindsay, you know, if you go around Sis.
Yes, Sis shop on a Calbeck,
yeah, right. If you're listening and you don't
understand.
understand.
One at Patosi close to the drive, right?
No,
Right,
that's a Miss Gardner.
exactly.
That's a Miss Gardner
Exactly.
field. The one Sis now in front of Kane Current at Calbeck Avenue.
It was the liquor field.
Yeah, in front of Liquor Field brand. That's at the right name. Yes,
right, because when I try remember the one at Patosi close, just topside Flamstead.
Miss Gardner, that man, Miss Gardner.
Right, because that's how you used to buy Titi brother.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, man. Me I try remember that the name of that shop the long time.
Yeah, so to answer that question, Lance, once you start going and you start going Mr. Lindsay, then you start running to the bottom for Toast man them.
Yeah, man.
You know,
the roots and Mula and the man live. Yeah.
Right. You start branch out, and you know, once you're big enough where your parents
allow you for Rome Road.
Yeah, allow you to go, you know, go Mr. Lindsay. Then you start see the other crew, and then you meet, you know, man like Beck and Mikey and that other crew, that crew from down.
Bottom
Patosi,
yeah.
Yeah, and then from the class, you know, so that's just really it just evolved. You don't really think about how you met these people. Them just became a part of your life anyway. You know, from the school or you know, the extracurricular activities as well.
Yeah,
so that's good.
And no funny enough, I go to the same school. Cause I tend to say enough of them man they go to the same Calabar and all. Cause Mula went to Calabar
and the Meadowbrook,
And Meadowbrook, right.
That's where I was the outside, I know.
Right.
That's where I was the outsider.
You're an outlier. You're the only one that got JC.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, but the only man at the GSC, man. I was the outsider.
Like Permacal or Meadowbrook, you're right. Or to a less extent, KC, you're right. It was Permacal or Meadowbrook dominate Permacal. Meadowbrook and Calabar, I mean, sorry. Yeah, within the proximity there, sir. Yes. Yeah.
I get up early, man, that more than everybody else, and you know, me want to tracks go JC and stuff, and boy, you know, part of the fun for me was coming home, like, you know, Christmas or waiting there, especially because, well, you know, I was home, but I ended up, and of course, a lot of man knew me from probably more than a lot of JC man from Calabar and Meadowbrook because I was so, you know, integrated into those schools.
Yeah.
Just from the friendship. You know, just from the friendship, as you know, from Preppicar.
Yeah.
Every man was there.
So, when you come to Preppicar, Brian, apart from the people, what Preppicar look like to you? Where they come from, what community they move from to Preppicar?
We were actually in a, I think the last address we had. No, you have to remember doing a Lance. That's really going back. I was like, geez, so really
no, but remember, Brian,
I let you talk to your old lady about it, your old man.
You know, because my parents and ask them that. So, you know, that was really going back. But I think I understood that we were at a place called Elspeth Avenue, which was, I guess, downtown or closer, and a very interesting story. I might get into it later. You know, my father ended up, you know, moving to Pembrokeshire. So my not only fondest memories, but my earliest memories would probably have to be on Patosi, really. Because I don't really know anywhere else. You know?
No, I know what you mean, man. Because I don't know nowhere else, but all I know is that's like my parents say, I born a race town, I born a race street, so I moved from race town to my Pembrokeshire. So so you answer my question, I ask you, man. You just want to know where they come from, the family come from originally. So where come up, where remember about Pembrokeshire? Where it look like to you, apart from the people them, man, I introduce them. What was Pembrokeshire community like? Where remember Pembrokeshire? If you go back to your early memory.
Also, that's you can take that from a couple of perspectives, but the main thing is community, and let me expand on that a little bit because what it was is, you know, when I met my wife, for example, when she went to St. Hughes and she lived not far from where she lived from us, she grew up going towards Meadowbrook. You know, in what do you call it, Arlene Gardens, I think.
Arlene Gardens,
right. Yeah, so when I met her and we were dating, you know, she had some nephews and stuff back in the day, and I was really like, wow, you know, they were playing like badminton and tennis and all them sort of things there. and was, they never really have a sense of community as we did. And believe it or not, in retrospect, if you look back on Permacall, you'll know that it was a very competitive but friendly area, because everybody was kind of, you were doing your schoolwork, right? Everybody did work, but in addition to doing to the academic part of who you were, common entrance and then going to high school and stuff. I mean, not everybody went there, even, but there was a sense of community, and there was a thing for me, and the surrounding families was a great emphasis on education itself. But in addition to that, right, then you had the competitiveness of sports, because Wolferman represented them school.
And Jamaica, Brian, and Jamaica, I can't left that out, man. From Permacall.
And Jamaica as well, I mean, but we had that sense of that competitiveness, and which not in a good way. In a good way. I tell people all the time, if you just hazard to think what would have happened if we had transitioned from Permacall primary and junior secondary was Permacall high school, as I think it is now, right? And if everybody that really run and play and represent Permacall high school from Permacall, because it would have just been incredible.
Yeah, man, would be a powerhouse, Brian. That's a good way to put it for sure. Yes.
It would have been a powerhouse, because so much man that play Manning Cup and that represent them school on different levels. Just track and field alone. Me and Jeff in the same age group. If me and Jeff was on the same team.
Yeah. The 4x1 would win every year, Brian, from class 4.
Exactly.
So,
And you see, what Brian had talked about is the same thing, like when I said, if Permacall could have just keep that nucleus of player together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Man.
Yeah, for all sports, man, understand what you said, Brian. Yeah.
No, I mean, so that as a memory, when the summer came or whenever we get a break, man. The ball or the bat come out, or and we made use of it. So that sense of community, I think that remember. Go ahead.
You bring up a valuable point. You talk about your wife living at just not far from me, less than a half mile from me, and it's a different. Them never have a sense of community what we have. And we took it for granted at Permacall.
The same thing I tell you with Patrick City.
Yeah, that's how it feels. But you say we take it for granted at Permacall now. We have a special relationship with each other at Permacall, Brian. Know that you talk about
listen, it's like you could have said people from top of Permacall know the people from down at the bottom.
Yeah.
A person live at Anglesey, them know people up on the top of Permacall.
Yeah.
The community was close-knit, man.
Yeah.
And Permacall primary in particular did that.
Exactly.
It became the melting pot, in my opinion, as the whole, we move forward as a community. And then you just
it polarized the younger generation.
Permacall primary, Brian, I think was the foundation, but I think we really expand on that, the fact that when the Corner League, the Permacall Corner League farm.
Oh, man, big field.
Yeah, we never were going at that deep, because in my mind, I would have talked about it earlier with somebody else, and they must say, just come to me and say, the Corner League, did you know that the Permacall Corner League was the first Corner League in Jamaica?
Yeah. No, I don't doubt that. I wasn't sure, but I don't doubt that. And I tell you, years ago, I was playing in a league, an indoor league here in New Jersey, and man like, Buckner, Mikey, and Platty was on the same team. No, Skelly. And we're talking about that. You remember Dirks, right? Because Dirks and
Dirks Campbell, yeah.
Right. So, and Dirks and Skelly were brothers. Our brothers. I don't want to word. They are brothers. And so we're actually.
That's a myth for me. I get that. No, I never know that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So Skelly and little brother, and we're actually talking about that, and both just that, and he was saying that. I think he was saying that he was part of that history as well. I've been, put in the first team. The man used to play for Asphalt.
Yeah,
as well.
Skilly, Asphalt, original Asphalt, man.
The original album. So we had a good conversation now. This is going back years ago, though, when we were playing in that indoor league in Jersey here. Sunday evening, man, like right now over talk, man, I head wrong, especially for the most part, Patos used to play the second game.
Yeah, man. Patos had the big team, yeah.
The big team about the feature game.
The feature game when Patos and respect to the man from Carolina and the other place them, but when Patos let's just take anybody.
No, we're not that brand, but
no.
I see it's funny himself because I said thing where Carolina man never like,
Yeah. Well, not speaking about it, but when Patos are playing,
we do that.
A big run is that. And it no matter who them was playing, them that play Dreads, them that play Asphalt, them that play Carolina, them that, whoever them was up against. That was a marquee game. And it was a game where you come out, man. You live for that for the Sunday. You come and that was huge. That was huge for all of us as a kid.
Yeah, man.
For watch them games there. And boy, those memories, but I don't know if our children can really appreciate that.
Listen, you can only appreciate something when you're a part of it, because it kind of hard to understand it through the eyes of somebody who been through it. It's like how people have them kids and they must say, boy, them kids are Jamaican. Your kid ain't no Jamaican. Your kid don't grow up in no Jamaican culture. Them going to tell us them are Jamaican when them running for please you, but them not even think about say, boy, I'm going to live in Jamaica. Boy, I forgot Jamaica every year.
So Brian, before we get into the Corner League, because I remember when the first time you ever remember, because as my memory serves me right, we used to play for Boys Town before we started on the triangle, Which one come first, you think?
Well, you know what? Let me say no. Okay, both of them was kind of around the same time.
Simultaneous at the same time.
I'm going to tell you why it's probably the same time. It's a good question, though. My recollection, I think them happened at simultaneous. The reason why is because if you remember, the parents them used to run you off of the triangle.
Because the ball is over the yard them, yes.
Exactly. So triangle would have been like after school. So Boys Town served that like a purpose because it was more discreet. It was as it was behind my house.
Yeah, man, right over Francis land, yeah.
Right, over Francis land behind my house. So you just jump the fence and either you bring your bat or your ball. So that could have played all the time, especially like in the summer. We couldn't really, the summer you can't play ball. You have to do some schoolwork or something, housework or something.
Yeah.
But Boys Town, and we have to explain Boys Town, by the way, to the audience.
I was just going to ask you that, Brad. Go ahead,
So I'm going to explain that because we know a lot of Permacal man over here, Boys Town, I'm going to think probably Trench Town, but Boys Town was and to his credit, it was actually coined by 10, my brother 10, because color red was him colors, and I'm like Boys Town.
That's a good that I try to remember where the name they come from. So I never know him get the name.
Exactly. I'm gonna ask him how them come up with that name.
That's how we came up with the name Boys Town because Tennyson, we call him just for the future now. We call him 10. If man I say we keep talking about a number, that was
what about Tennyson Walters, the original, the big brother Walters.
Yeah. So credit to 10. He was the one who gave it the name, and him said I could go over by boy. We'll call this Boys Town, and because it was also boys a kickball over there anyway. So that's how it come. It had nothing to really do with Trench Town itself or the original Boys Town.
So why I'm getting the name? The color red was him team. Liverpool or Boys Town was him team.
Exactly. So you remember that, Lance? Exactly. That was him team. So if a team are wear red, that was him team at the time. And so would I go? So it was this patch of land for those of you who are unaware, the listeners who are unaware of what we're talking about. It's a patch of land by Francis Land. It was actually Tree Oaks or Marbley bordering
True. Yeah. Because Doreen Avenue take you straight into Marbley.
Right. So that stretch that was behind us, and we'll just claim it.
Yeah, man, behind Patose. It's a piece of land behind Patose Avenue.
Right.
behind all of them house up on Patos Avenue from Calbeck
Yeah,
Avenue.
man.
And we just click that for boys somewhat. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We just claim that land and we call it so we just run our sports there. It wasn't the biggest stretch of land, but we made it flat enough where we could have scrimmage and as you know, play cricket as well on it. So, and it worked out perfect. It was actually a perfect piece of land.
Yeah, man.
So going back to the original question, both of them kind of came simultaneous, and because the other one was more wooded and it was more discreet. It was really out of the ears, if you will, of the parents.
If one hideaway,
You could have got play when you're not really body appearance, or you wasn't really out in the public eye, so to speak.
You wasn't in eyesight.
No,
exactly. So we had different shifts where we're going, and of course that was exclusively for cricket lands, as you know.
Yeah. Most of the cricket players on Boys Town, exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So it was exclusive. It was exclusive to cricket, but even though we play football over there as well. But we know the triangle, again, for those who don't know what we're talking about, that then there's another stretch of land, which still exists, by the way, which is still there. Which is right in front of our houses and Patos.
And Calbeck Avenue intersection, yes.
And rightfully it was a triangle, so we just call it a triangle.
Yeah. And for the record, Brian, a whole heap of Patos, man, from the bottom Patos, can play up both Boys Town and the triangle. Man.
Well, you know, say, funny, because even where Boys Town is concerned, I think the Patos man them used to utilize it most originally, like Kazzy Brown and him brother DJ and them man them.
Yeah, man, all the way over there, man.
Man. The man them used to play over there before we start play over there, if my memory serves me right. Yeah, man.
We don't want that stretch. We just run triangle, man. But you know what? You make I raise another point. So man like Beck and Mikey Muller and
I'm Beck name. I'm Brian. My love call nickname, but we have to clarify. Beck name is Michael Toland, right? Right. And Muller name is Michael Garden. We have to make sure call the man right name. Because trust me, if a woman hear this, they're not gonna know by nickname. Just I tell you. Yeah.
Well, the Permacal side or the Patos side, they will know the man. But anyway, I want
people will know. But the people that were outcast, somebody grab for break it down to them.
Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, because it's like how you would have introduced somebody to the chat, even though them is not a Pembrokalites. So them are gonna be lost as to the nickname them. But then if you give them the right name, them
No. The example, make it a better way, Phil. My wife from Pembrokal, and there's no way. Well, she look younger than me still. She don't know none of them nickname, None of
that. But remember say them come. Remember say Angela come.
Afterwards, right. Late. But Faith, listen, because you know what upon the conversation yesterday, I talked to Odette, Odette don't know none of them nickname, And Odette older than me. If I'm not
I'm surprised by that, though. I'm surprised by that.
But when you hear the conversation, you know why still. See, I'm going to let her out.
Jerry, and now that remember say, even though them know people, them now really know them to them depths, especially most members of Pembrokal was like I said, a real community. Most of our mother and father will live with it.
Yep, exactly.
And the father of them don't want them daughter.
That's exactly the reason why.
That's why them glorify going to the shop.
You can remember, Brian, we have boys, can't leave the yard anytime, But the sister can't go away. Not unless she have a brother. Exactly. But go ahead, Brian. Sorry.
And you remember also my gate never closed. So,
no.
Until
No, right. We come down the whole night. Exactly, Brian. Exactly. We meet down the yard and we sit down there the whole night and we chat and man. I say, yeah, man.
My gate was always open. So anyway, what I said was we set up a bottom Patos, a top Patos. Someone the man who are listening to this thing to answer this question. So Peter did shape up, make up a nice Peter Nicholson. Right? Him carve out a nice little trophy. And we said we could play a match. It was in the summer. It was summer holiday, I remember correctly.
The trophy we make out a bleach black and straight with silver.
No, they make it nice, man. It was out of wood.
Okay.
And them good.
Yeah.
Some good woodwork in time on it. And we play top Patos. So I remember, I know both Mikey probably was there. I know Flooney was there, and I think Messi was there. You know, and I try to remember all the man them. But I know Flooney, I think they'd come and both Mikey and stuff. It was about 5 games. Bruce probably was on them side as well. And them come and them beat me and take out the trophy, man. Them come and beat me and grab it and them run. Ray was on the team too. I know Ray.
Yeah, Ray was bigger brother. Yeah.
So I think Ray was on that side. And you know, them come beat me on the triangle. And them take the trophy and there was no rematch. So to the man that I listen from Papa to say, we just want to know what that truth is if it's still safe.
No better still, Brian. We want a rematch.
Want a rematch still, you know. So they never listen, we leave Jamaica and there was never a rematch. We never ever see that trophy there again. Ever. You know.
The man have such a trophy and run off with it, Brian.
Yeah, but Jenny, you know, see, I just make a good point. It would have nice to have all who are alive, the old, like the original generation, them come back and play like a friendly match.
Yeah,
man, that would have nice.
Yeah, that's nice. But my knee done, so we couldn't watch that, you know. We don't have no more knee.
You know, the goal.
Yeah,
you can set up another goal, Brian, yeah.
But we look good from the outside, but we don't have the knee.
No.
Yeah.
Well, continue, Brian, yeah.
So you know that was part of the memory of the triangle itself and some
of the Boy Stone, right? Come here, try to remember which one come first, where the name come from. The triangle name is obvious. Because that's what does the triangle. That's synonymous. Yeah, everybody calls it a triangle. But the Boy Stone name now, I just me know it as Boy Stone, but I never know where it come from. I'm glad they tell me that Tennyson come up with that name there because
Ten have get the credit for that.
Yeah, man.
It is true.
I forgive that.
And that's because you remember. I'm surprised you remember, Lance, because definitely, you know, any team with Darwin Red was his team.
Yeah.
Liverpool and Boy Stone was the two team.
Yeah.
And I'm still, by the way, I wear the red and black. Red and black are still in color.
I see them colors same way. Yeah.
So I represent jungle.
Yeah. Definitely. But listen, we talk about the triangle. What the man never know as well is we use the road for track as well.
But just hold on. You're
right.
Just come in at that because I want to know at what point you and Tennyson are Jeff, because all me could have said, you could have run around, you know. Who knows an elite athlete in my mind now. When you realize you don't have that skill, or that was a natural skill.
And a multi-talented.
No, well, let me tell you, that start from Permacal Primary. You know, if you know anything about Permacal Primary, the man them used to go to school early or during lunchtime. We used to just run the side of Permacal. So, you know, as they enter the school to the right of it at the time, was just a natural track itself.
Beside the high school, yes.
Well, have devotion.
Yeah. So man used to run from one fence to the other fence, and so from that time, them used to discover, say, you know, you had some. This wasn't too bad. No, on the triangle itself. No, you have to remember man like Stafford. You remember Stafford?
Man. Yes.
He was the first man on the street. So respect to the man them as well. Who was on that street that went to Penn relays. And
you're right. I remember that's in a brand. He must have got stats, right?
He must have got stats, and he was on that team with Vassal and Sammy. And thing there. So it was I think he won the second or the third.
What's Samuel's right name again? What name?
Everett
Samuels. Yes. In the Depana team there. I never remember. Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
A 4x1 team there.
Yeah, Stafford was on that team, that 4x1. And you know, the one of them went to college together as well up here.
Yeah.
So we used to just once track start, we used to just sprint up and down as well. And so from Permacal Primary itself. In fact, I remember probably my earliest memory, and this will go deep into the 60s, by the way, maybe the late 60s, but they had a little track thing one Christmas or something run by Big Field. And I remember going in it, class 4, it was even pre-class 4.
And Big Field for record, Brian, around at the bus terminus.
I rode a bus terminal, right.
Yeah, man, right.
And so we're run by Big Field, and I remember winning 100 at that time. But I remember the race, it was so crazy because you could hardly see the track because people were coming in and encroaching on the track itself. So I remember that. But I remember one, and I got a certificate. In fact, I still have it.
Yeah.
And I go back years and years ago. So we started on track, and then once we reached GC, that for me, once I'd gone to GC in first one, my first school. It was sports. It was my first
sports day.
It wasn't sports day. It was
first
PE.
Like
it was my first PE.
Yeah.
And I remember taking PE, and it was right before the lunch period. So the bell would ring, and the whole school I got the tuck shop itself. So we come out, and the PE teacher. They have all of us in the class run a 400, and so know everybody that watch. Some of them step up my game, and from them, so to speak, them start telling them, boy, if I find this guy Walters and stuff, I can run. So that was really kind of the opening for me, especially at GC, where it started really take track. But the thing is, as again from Potosi and from Pembroke, listen, man, if we have the facilities, or if we have the ability to play the sport, we're going to do the sport, and that's just how it is.
Yeah,
so unfortunately, man, just excel.
Yeah,
but later I'd actually, and I'll share that with you guys too. I later found out that was just a divine thing for me as well, part of God's plan.
Being
that, because when I came to the States, my parents now had 3 to 4 kids that were college ready, and they couldn't afford that. You understand? So the 3 of us, right off of the top, we got, I had both a football and a track scholarship. Jeff and Ten had a football scholarship to William Patterson here in New Jersey, and Jeff had a track scholarship with me, so we went to the same school, and we had free things. But see, to me, and I start to appreciate that, is that God was really setting the stage, and opening the doors, and so we just did it, and it was a means to another ends, because it was able to pay for a college education.
Definitely,
and we did well. So that you appreciate, and sometimes it's just how it works. You just start. Things just going in place, and then you take full advantage of it. So and I'm sure a man from Pembroke as well went on to universities and were able to play sports and stuff like that.
Right.
From that foundation, But that worked for me.
So Brian, what year you came to the US?
We came in 77.
Oh, okay.
77.
Yeah.
That means you're earlier than the rest, because most of the man them come 80, 81.
Yeah.
The man them will actually leave out early. You left out even earlier.
Leave out like when Paul leave. That's a Peter brother, Prof. Yeah. Brian probably remember Prof.
Yeah. All Prof, man. And I'm little brother.
Prof live San Diego side, I know. I talk to him all the while. Plus, I talk to him. Peter Paul might talk to Peter more. That Philip little brother might talk to Peter more. So we touch one another. In their Connecticut. They're hard for that. That's how I come originally. So yeah. No, so Brian, so what I say now, you develop that skill, that track and field skill, that Pembroke primary, and it carry you right through life, where it carry you to you get scholarship.
Right through life.
All down, not you alone. All down. Yeah.
It became an ends to a means, and I appreciate it, because when you look, I mean, my parents obviously couldn't put 3-4 kids at
the same time. Definitely.
As new immigrants. And so it was what we were doing from Pembroke Primary that took us there. You know what I mean? And it was I had many recruits and many opportunities to other universities.
Let me ask you a question about that, though. Where it's obvious to me when I get inspired to play the football at Pembroke or cricket to a lesser extent. Football obvious, I'm getting that fully. Who inspired you for the track and field?
All right, so that's a good question. I'm glad you asked that question, actually. So my last year Pembroke primary, I'm going to tell you this. My last year Pembroke primary, me and Phil asked about Oliver. Me, Oliver, Jeff and Ten, the 4 we took the bus and we went.
And not the Oliver Brown for the record. Oliver Brown.
Yeah, man. Fighter Brown's son.
The four of us, when I was at primary, went to Gibson Relays. And we went to Gibson Relays to watch Gibson Relays. And we went we went early in the morning. And
that time the tennis now got Calabar already.
Yeah, man. 10 was in Calabar.
All right, I got you. Alpha was going Calabar at the same time?
No, Alpha went to Camperdown.
Okay, all right, cool. Two big running schools in there. Yeah.
Yeah. So we went to watch the race and KC that dominate high school sports at the time.
Yeah, man. KC I win champs for 15 years straight.
They must kind of run, But I remember just zooming in completely when I run a name Maurice Beecher, which turned out we were cousins as well. I watched Beecher and in purple and white, and I'm had like a red and white spikes, and I was just everywhere move. It was in class, I think, first year class, so maybe our class 3 at the time.
I never run hurdle, I think, Brian. Hurdle?
No, it was a sprinter, man. From class 4. It made the 100 and 200 meter record. It was just a tragedy at KC.
Yeah, man.
And again, a lot of man we don't know. I mean, I was in love with KC. KC was the school I wanted to be. I mean, I was dreaming of being in that purple and white, And then when we go,
purple and white. Purple and white, man, I hear that right, I know, Brian. You're there.
But the man know Jelly is not.
Yeah, man, tell you the truth. So we went to watch the weight in the man but just everywhere Beach I went on the track, I was just watching him and stuff, and it man, just his technique and everything was just it's just incredible. So I remember when we left, I was like, wow, that'll go be me. I me that. I just identified with that and said that's gonna be me. And so, when I went to so I'm gonna tell you another story which is tied into that now, because which if you have give me a second to tell that story, because this is in line with that.
Yeah, man, go ahead, man. Go ahead, Brian. Yeah.
So I'm gonna share this with the audience as well. So, my first choice was KC, and my second choice was Calabar, because 10 was there and the man up on the street. So that was my 2 schools. But my dream was, in fact, when we went at Permacal Primary, so man like Courtney Fields, Philip Chan, all the man, and Victor Tolan, that was in that class. But I like a KC corner. The whole always said we were going to KC. I don't know how he was. So from that class, Courtney Fields, and I think, just a few of the man, them, Mark Leadley, a guy named Raymond Shaw, and a few of the men ended up going to KC, but all of we were supposed to be taken for KC, like KC and Calabar. And so common entrance, the results come out on a Sunday in the Gleaner, and so when the results came out, so I'm gonna show you how we end up at JC. When the results came out, my name was it was neither at Calabar nor at KC. I went to KC, I look, started looking at every school, end up at Med, but nowhere to be found. I was to be found. So essentially, for that Sunday, I didn't pass. No, to her credit, Miss Thompson, who was our vice principal at the time, because word that through Permacal that I didn't pass, and I was in a pretty competitive class. I was in grade 5A, and every side of them work. So it was kind of shocking, to say the least. And I was crying. I remember crying the Sunday, and boy, I'm going to pass, and, I'm definitely now go back to Permacal Primary. All of my classmates now, leave me and all that sort of thing. So actually, Miss Thompson, Miss Thompson came and she said, listen, I know what's going on. I'm going to call the Ministry of Education tomorrow and find out how come, you didn't pass. And, what was the result. So anyway, they pulled up my result the next day. And it turns out that I had passed. And well, so did very well. And the common exam. Because them go and them pull it. And them say, well, listen, because as I told you, I started school early. So I was only, I think, 9 or 10 at the time. And them say, well, I'm too young, and his name started with a KC was full, Calabar was full. And them can't again, make him go take it again. We run to a school. And a long story short, that's actually, my woman just approached Jason. And Jason said, we take it. We them, they looked at the results as well. And them said, no, we take him. We take him. And that's why I ended up at JC.
Oh, wow. That's a unique story, Brian. That's what I never know.
But they did do that, if you passed and you're too young, and them the space them ram up where you pick, them bounce you and make you take it over car. Them, as I said, them say you're young, you still have time.
Yeah, them was like, no, I'm very young, man. take it again, and I'm gonna pass again, make him go the following year. So, little my old man just went to them to wait him there, and she said, "Oh yeah, definitely, make him come." But then it turned out for me, as much as I wanted to go to KC or even Calabar, it turned out that JC was really the school for me, because I make a name for myself, And,
and the principal at JC at the time.
It's a good choice. It's a good backup choice.
I have no JC regrets, I have no JC.
Yeah. JC chose you in a sense, and you said, no, you love it. You don't regret that at all. Yeah.
No, I'm pleased with the destiny. I have no issues with time at GC. The only problem at GC was sometimes it's just too far, and I was always at school playing sports, so I had to stay back. I leave like one of the last man for come home, man.
And another Pembroke man, Calbeck Avenue man, who got GC too. Tony Bowen, yes, the legendary about himself, yes.
Last week, man, Tony. And your cousin Rocky as well, when them come through, Lance, Rocky used to come GSC as well.
Yeah, man, Rocky didn't have bigger. Yeah, Rocky was a bigger man phone. Yes. That's a brother, Phil, who used to live on Mall Road.
Yeah, man. We know him at that, man.
Yeah. Him they got JC too. Me hear them up with the fear brand. Yeah.
Respect, man. Respect. Rocky, my brethren. So that was my kind of JC story, and how we end up there. But originally, my focus was always KC or Calabar, because Meadowbrook, as you know, and Calabar was pretty much just an extension of Pembroke Primary.
Yeah.
So that was that, but that's how I ended up at JC, and again, no regrets. I loved, but I enjoyed my time there, and it was as good for us as well.
Your neighbor them up the road, we part them come out, the Nichols them from Dougie.
Yeah, the Earons, Nichols,
and Earons them, Georgia, and where don't got sister name again, Brian?
Judith.
Yeah. Not Nichols them. Never another set of sister.
Earons.
You ever know them? Philip, not quite remember them. Georgia and I pass, come on and join together for go Meadowbrook. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, man. And
our younger sister was there as well. So that's my direct neighbors. Next door neighbors.
Yeah.
Right beside me as well. Yeah.
Man.
So you're surrounded with Calabar and Meadowbrook.
That a little short man daughter.
Yeah, Mr. Aaron.
Yeah.
Mr. Aaron.
Yeah, man. I can't remember him name, but I know him short and walk for him too. Work at D&G.
Hey, but Phil, let me tell you something, because years ago, what your sister did, your older sister that said she remember who
Michelle.
I was. And then never used to Michelle, right?
Yeah, Michelle, yeah.
Yeah, Michelle. And we're linked up through social media. I might say, don't you remember me because your parents never let her out of the house.
No.
Well, no, because
unless I got shocked.
Yeah.
Same thing.
but I try to tell us that most parents now want them daughter out the road.
Exactly.
Them time the man was man, and I like no when man a she.
Yeah.
Them time the man a man, man a look for woman, man a look for a man. and the father them know that.
No, but today we are confirming now. It's the audience yesterday, Brian, and that's why the female perspective I forget it because they don't get a chance to explore like we know. But when them come, them will tell them story. When them come, why them come tell them story, Brian? Because curious to hear the story. So yeah. So I didn't know that JC story, Brian. Come as I wonder how the Brian ended up at JC.
Yeah, that's the GSC story. GSC, I was never. It was never on my radar.
Yeah. It was out and way so far. Calabar could have walked, or Meadowbrook could have walked.
Yeah.
Them that two is the choice. The brother them got Calabar. So by that time, Jeff was going to Meadowbrook already.
They just started high school together. So it was
okay.
Yeah, and he was at Meadowbrook and waiting. And listen, some of my fondest times as well. But I don't know if you used to come to the Lance on a Friday, but we used to hang out. I met her up on a Friday evening one, and that was also another big thing. That was another big thing. Going there as well. That was some great time.
No, man, no, that's some good man. But before we go into the Corner League, I might mention say tennis of Ajax of Amsterdam. Why give me this behind that, because
wow. Yeah, listen, you're ready. You're ready, lads. You're ready for me.
I'm doing research.
I'm doing research. It's not a play show, my brother.
No.
It's not a play thing. You think research. Yeah.
I want to be the next Howard Castle, man.
Yeah, You're come ready for me. But so let me tell you, it is so true. Ajax was another thing on the radar because Ajax are the greatest. The greatest football team country that's never win the World Cup.
Yeah, man. The greatest football of our generation, man. Johan Cruyff. Yeah. Yes. They win European Cup 3 times in the 1970s, man. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So with me Skins and that group that was coming out Ajax, it became. So another story to that, with the start, or like a Patosa team, I would call it Ajax.
Yeah.
But tended to have a little color blindness. It wasn't beyond the regular colors. So them used to wear the orange, and so I don't know if you guys remember this, but when they start a team, that football team, all of us from that little Patosa there, and we call the team Ajax. We had to go buy dye. I don't know if you guys remember. You used to get a white T-shirt, and you could dye your color.
That's how we used to get your colors.
Yeah.
That's why you get it's popular them time,
Yeah, of course. You have to go get your colors.
But you dye your shirt orange because that's your colors, right, Brian? Exactly.
That was the color. So you can sort that in the bathroom to adhere or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes you take it out too early.
Yeah, man. The orange look different.
Yeah. So that's how we used to get the gears.
Yeah.
You saw that in the bathtub for a while, but the Ajax thing was again just naturally through the popularity of the Dutch team and the Holland team, and with Cruyff as well, and Niskin and that group from then. So we just and of course that's how man like Beck get them name, Muller, because
Beckenbauer and Word Muller, yes.
And Beckenbauer, so at the time those were the heroes obviously.
Yeah, man.
And so you just become part of, I guess, the vernacular for for us as PHALL. So that's how that did come. But yeah, we had a nice run at the time for a couple of years, and that was again just incredible memories, man.
I remember that, man. I remember that to farm the team, man. And he asked, well, I never quite remember when a man mentioned to say, yeah, man, I remember that. He asked about Amsterdam to the tennis farm.
Yeah.
Because that's how unique Premier Card was, You see, so much man want to play. You remember when we played on the Triangle Brand and so much man want to play that you have to wait.
Yeah, they get two packs. So what we started, obviously, was we started playing like a round robin thing. So
yes, exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah, then we had to go to a one love trip because then
man. One love trip.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Remember, I just said that to Rad. Phil, you remember that? One love trip, you know what that mean?
Yeah, Jelly, one who score first, the other team are losing team for come off
on the field. Exactly, so much man can't play on the field one time.
I remember saying one time it get to a point where like the bigger man them want use them size and overpower with like Kazi and Steady Brown and them man there. Jack Spool, like the whole of them man that used to come play down there now, it's like them as a boy, true we're not footballer, worse Calbet man them.
Yes.
It's like we for just hold our corners and allow them make them use the field.
Yeah.
But here what happened when you play a one love chip. God help you if the two team we have play and every goal is gonna be disputed because the team don't want to come out of the field.
No, I know.
Right.
So the man them gonna dispute it and so of course the side who gets scored upon, the team in waiting, I go there on the other side and say, listen, it was a goal. You know what I mean? So we get you off of the field. So that was in itself. But yeah, sometimes it just get, especially in the summer, man, and in the evening.
But you see, that is also a testimony to Premier Card unity because it still never resulted in a war.
No.
Nobody never that
fight.
We're all friends.
But that tries to say that was the uniqueness of the community.
The man not leave and come back for nothing at all. Man just come off of the field. Exactly right.
Yeah. No, nobody.
Not even going part that could have go down so easy.
Yeah, that never even entered the conversation.
No, that's a unique thing about right. That's why the Triangle alone, the amount of different man that come play. And no vibe never reach a stage when no weapon or nothing never come out yet, Brian.
Right, because we're not about that.
Right. And that's another thing Brian mentioned earlier, It's like intellectualism where come from all of them youth that we play with the Triangle, It's more special than Brian. It was more the sports, It was not just sports at all. Come on, have to do homework.
No, you have to do schoolwork. Yeah, you have to do schoolwork.
It's not both
Yeah. Yeah, and I tell you, gentlemen, one of the things we really appreciate about Premier Card, and I tell you, I mean, Yeah, you have to know it's a Primacall primary. I mean, I don't really want to call the name, but would I get some government scholarships out of that school there, out of Primacall primary?
Man,
Man, that do them work. And you know, I got to tell you, some of the nicest people and you know, well-trained, cultured people that I've met in my life, you know, come from out of Primacall. They were just decent people. They weren't wealthy, you know what I mean? But you know, we had enough, and this just the sense of community as well
in
as
the right way, my friend.
The word me that I use, Brian, I feel is Primacall was pure class, man. Class.
Yeah, absolutely.
Class,
absolutely.
right and true, man. And if a man understand this, him not come from Primacall. When we use the word class, once we use the word, everybody from Primacall know me I talk about. When they have to say nothing more than that. The fellow me as a brand.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's how we describe that, man. It wasn't a money thing.
Yeah, because it's only a person where sensitive, emotionally sensitive, or just hear it and automatically jump to the wrong conclusion.
Them can't jump to where them want to jump from. Me know say, when we grow up in a Primacall like you and Phil, Brand, in the 60s and 70s, and to a lesser extent the 80s, a pure class, man. The family and everybody will live in a Primacall, man. As I said, Brand, full of class, man. My name not more than
that. Decent people.
Yeah, man, exactly,
man.
Exactly.
I'm telling you. I mean, really, truly decent people, and well, I got to tell you that is, you know, that has been a serious foundation, I think, for all of us.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From them really good people, and I want to tell you one thing, and everybody that do them schoolwork as well in Primacall. However, you know, because, you know, would I live among some people too who weren't as serious or you know, maybe broken homes or whatever.
But they still fall in line
but it never influenced the rest of us. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You still knew what you had to do. You still know what you had to do.
Brian, I think it go that out. I think we influenced them, you know, them tried to become.
Maybe in many ways.
Even though them probably never do the schoolwork like what we do, I think them look up to we and I say, yeah, them want to be like us in terms of certain. We have a high school. Not for a large percentage of man live at Primacall went to high school, man.
Yeah.
A overwhelming percentage of man. Yes.
A huge percentage.
Yeah, man.
A huge percentage.
I would have got high school. Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
And not only just going high school, I did well as well.
Yeah, man, not just high school, right?
Man, I do them work. You know what I mean? Man, I do them work. But would I play hard and work hard? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I think
was living life to its fullest, my friend.
So what's that?
No, himself I live life to the fullest, which is true. A pure fun, man. And you're right. Not get left out at all. But before we go to the football, Brian, because I know we're talking enough about the Corner League football and Major League and your memories. You mentioned something earlier, and I have to talk about it because nobody talked about it at all before now. It's a bicycle exploits. Remember the bicycle race we used to run?
Yeah, all right. So it's about 6 or 7. Man, I said, boy, the man that lived the life of Primacall, but we did. You know, let me tell you there's a little run for a time when about 6 or 7 of us, I'm going to call some name, Marvel Palmer, me, Lance, your brother Patrick, I try to think who else used to ride with me. Oh, yeah, Stephen Miller. And,
Stephen Miller, yeah.
Miller and Gray. Michael Miller.
Michael Miller, I talked to him earlier. Yeah, man, Dragon, yes.
Right, Dragon, right. So about six of us used to go up on the hill and ride. And me and Patrick did link this, because himself must tell him son this. And I think we're the curtail this. We'll come down the hill and we're going high up on the hill. And I remember the time, boy. Lance, you know this vividly.
Yeah,
so we're going to ask some questions. We're going to ask some questions. So to the listening audience, we used to go do this ride religiously every evening after school. We're going to take a run and we'll go up on the hill and come down. And this very fateful day, what happened, but somehow Patrick came off. His bike started skidding and came on, and I was behind him. And he hit my brake with the top of the hill. I come down, straight down the hill. And immediately my brake went out. It just popped. You know what I mean? And every man that lose them brake, we started hit that like a panic button. And remember, Lance, here's where I don't like you feeling some of the gap, because somehow we came down at the bottom of the hill. And Patrick had to go to the hospital.
Yeah, man, I remember
and I don't know how that happened. I don't know how we made it to him. I don't know how we made it to him. And I think the angels just take over, because I have no recollection from that.
How happened after that? Let me tell you what. Remember that good Brian. Remember what? Because guess what?
You remember that day, obviously. You
man.
Clearly remember that day.
I hear why me survive now. Remember, always, me are the slowest one, whether me I run or I ride. Or the most coward one. You see me, I said this. So me at the back of the pocket, I want the pack take off, though. And Patrick and Brian and all them take off down hill. And Patrick bike out of control. Up a Great West, not Great West, Great House Circle up a Meadowbrook Phil. I Evendale up at top of Evendale. Where the 37 bus park.
Yeah, man.
Up there, so, and I come down and bike out of control, Brian. And him come off and tumble off a deal. And him end up at hospital. It's a youth. When you used to come to Meadowbrook parents that carry him to hospital. A brother named Leighton Del Valle, I think. Right? Because we don't go Meadowbrook at the time.
I draw a blank from that, man.
You know about the incident, but I can't recall how it ended.
Yeah. No, so listen, me and Patrick actually talked about this several years, and he said, boy, I remind him about it, but he said, Brian, you have to tell my son this. Tell my son that story. I can't tell my son that story. And when I tell him, he said, boy, Patrick, I draw a blank because I don't know how some beyond. Listen, it's just a matter of survival. Forget to the bottom of the hill. Come on, I had 0 brakes.
Yeah. It was
a steep hill, and of course, every man in a full panic mode.
Yeah. No, man, it was.
Yeah, go ahead.
He was seriously injured, man. And as I said, the reason why I survived, I walk come down the hill, Phil. After me see the crash and everything, I say, me now got test at that time. Because as you know, I don't know, I can't run, I can't climb. When I go and stay in Brian and for climb the fence to go bleachers to grandstand, me get caught at the top with police and man I laugh after me. So all of that, me know. So that's what that happened. It's a youth from Meadowbrook, the came by the hospital leaving, man, and then match up bad.
But I tell you, my recollection from
Johnny, what did happen to him?
It did get chip up away, and it's like
chip up big
bad man, bad bad.
But no broken bone or nothing.
No, that I remember. No broken bone. Fortunately, no broken bone. Because them time there, helmet. When I wear a helmet, that's a net part of
the why you think no for the man them are even nowadays have a bike and them are try put restrictions on that and take it serious, the police. No man no want ride with no helmet on. It's like even with bike, a man want a girl see him on that.
Motorbike, yeah. We'll make you them live. But
ignorance, Ignorance.
No, Brian, I never remember saying you did it on a ride, but every evening used to ride go by there.
I was there every evening.
Yeah, man. We ride through the whole place, man. All the way from Meadowbrook and Evendale with that ride through, Brian, because we have the bicycle. Yeah. And that's the thing what boys could do. You're right about that, because it's not like a girl that ride with it. A girl couldn't ride or much skill with the riding skill.
No. We're serious with that. We just start ride again. But I tell you, obviously somebody stopped a little while because we never have no brakes. And it is when that thing go down at Jamaica and you don't have no money, you just have to leave it.
Yeah.
So you're right without brakes.
Exactly.
And that was a reflection of our finances at the time.
Yeah.
So that killed things, but Patrick was out of commission for a while.
Yeah.
It was a serious accident. Thank God, say boy, I said to myself through the years, I said boy, how did he even go back home?
Only survive, yeah. No, good question, man.
Yeah.
A man that lived near the accident where he used to come to Meadowbrook, and his son and Patrick was in the same class. That's I remember the youth name up to today, Leighton Del Valle or something like that.
Okay.
And we take Patrick to hospital and as I said.
And you know what this tell me?
Yeah.
Brian, tell you was really traumatized.
No, well, yeah,
man, that's why I can't remember. It's like it put in a state of shock.
No, it was because guess what? His bike the thing it was one of the pedal hit the concrete because the may come down the hill, and it hit it and it just twisted him.
Yeah.
And he can't see my gun on and the sparks just flying. It just the fireworks.
Because you're supposed to keep the pedal them level.
You see, Brian, I started. Yeah.
The pedal them, when you come down in the pedal for in a horizontal position, if you have them vertical, where one close to the ground and one up, them things that will happen to you.
And I said, no, I think about it, look, him lucky, because I want the bull could have happened to him,
Right.
That I wait in there. So that was the thing, man. And I remember, we just boom. I'm hit by right brake and left brake, and just pop. It
The
gone.
brake pop because the brake couldn't hold the speed. The brake couldn't hold the speed away I come.
No.
The cable.
It couldn't hold the speed.
Yeah, man.
So we just had to keep coming down, and thank God that was the only real major incident.
With the bikes, I just say after that, Brian, we kind of cool off of that because I never get a culture shock and sucking away. I say, no, we're not going to take them risky at all again.
Yeah.
No, couldn't.
Not them ill thing, because some serious risks used to take. When you used to take some rated risks, so you never realize.
Right, but once they get a touch of reality, then you're going to either learn your lesson or you're going to be a daredevil from that point on.
And that's feel some places you can't ignore reality, but you can't ignore the consequences of reality. So,
yeah.
So, I said to you. So Brian, let me ask you this. I'm getting at the football, because football was a pivotal part to me at Premier. The fact that the Corner League was a big thing. What the first Corner League match you remember I go watch at Premier?
It was always Patosa, man. Only Patosa match I made I watch. Pretty much. I mean, I go on a big field, and if you run a big field, with all due respect, if you go watch another team, I will call the girl them around there.
Yeah.
But if you go on Premier serious day, you go watch Patosa, and you want them win. You cheer on Patosa.
Yeah.
That was serious business, man. Patosa business was serious.
I was some of the money remember I played for Patosa at the time.
No, not who remember all of them. You have to remember, some man like Allah, Patrick Ingleton was my next door neighbor.
Yeah, right. His sister and I was primary school together. Rosemary,
yeah, absolutely. And even going back before those guys, as I was telling you, you had man like so you had DV, of course, who just had a birthday, as you know.
DV, give me the right name, I know, right name. Remember what
that's Donovan Clark.
Right? Yeah, I remember more as DV, but go ahead. Yes.
Yeah. So you have Donovan Clark. You have Mabrook, who was also Patrick Parks, I think, right? You had a team there with man like original Patosa, Logman and him brother.
Big Uncle.
Yeah.
Howard McDonald, I think Richard them name. Yes, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember a couple of. Yeah, Mikey Buckner used to play on the left wing as well.
Pranger, they play on that team, that too.
Yeah, who?
Pranger. That a Reds brother.
I mean, when I suit up, I think I don't remember him as a star.
The Blair family.
And I stand corrected. I try to remember the man who is. Then we had I'm a pumping name, but the man is lit pan wait name there. Name starts with an H. He was a forward with a heck of a right foot, man. The man was a rock.
Chaplin attack.
Chaplin.
Yeah, man. Chaplin's on that screen. Yeah.
Chaplin on a team there. You
remember Benji? Winston, Benjamin.
Yeah, Benji as well. Yeah, because Benji the man to Harvey's sister, right?
Yeah, Benji married to Ivan. Yes.
Yeah. So Benji was also on a team there. And then, just I'm trying to come through either from the defense up. Waiting there. But that was an impressive team, man. It was a working class team in terms of them work hard. They've never really had like how Dreads would have Maya sort of thing.
They never have a big star. Yeah.
But the man and Patosa was well represented from Premier itself.
Yeah.
Because the man was that was the working team. Now, to my recollection, when I left, Patosa probably had the most trophies in a Premier in a Corner League. The team that was just.
I think you're right, because in my mind, Patosa was the best team in terms of organizing the youth, and like them always are bringing new youth in, from the community, from Patosa itself. Yes.
Well, it's like what it said, Jelly. Them structured better than most of the other team them in the Corner.
Yeah, them took it serious, man. Them was very dedicated. They was very dedicated, and there was a unity within that team. It was really a pleasure for cheer for that team, though. The man that really set the standard, and it wasn't joking business. When you go on big field, you even watch a Premier or a Patosa match, you went round there for see the man to win. You know what I mean? It really was cheering for the man there. It was a recreation. I mean, you wanted Patosa to win, and for the most part, they did. They were, there was a pleasure for cheer for them.
Yeah.
The man is just at the stage. So, that's my total recollection. No, I can tell you though. After Patosa match, We used to just link up. If you remember, man like Michael and Maxwell Sharp and the man there.
Yes,
it was
yes, Sharp
after
brother
that.
them. Yes.
Yeah. So it was a whole comedy after that though, and before and after on a Sunday evening before you get ready for school again.
Yeah.
Big Field was awesome and cheering for them.
Yeah, man, I call them man, and I remember them when them have a younger sister too. I think a Jackie should have named.
Right. Them had a couple of them, and an older sister named Maxine.
Yeah, she come. One of them come in Rock too after a while too. Yes. But remember Mike and Maxine, man. Right. Yes. I call them man, and I remember them man that too, Brian. Good talk that. I completely forget about the man that.
I see at them woman that would have get from the program now. Forget that insight from them.
Yeah.
How them view. Where did I go on? And the fact that them brother was a part of it.
Absolutely. You need that perspective.
Yeah. So you remember Roots call a man name, and I can't forget. When Roots call a man name, I said, right, and other man call him name. You remember Ungina?
Who?
Ungina. You remember that? He play for Patose.
Ungina. That's probably after I left.
No, man, Ungina one of the original Patose man, but as I say,
really?
Yeah.
Unless you had another name.
Maybe
for example, because for example, Allah, we used to call him Allah. Patrick, I knew him as a kid growing up as Patrick.
Allah Nuts, not your dog, yeah.
So we just call him Pat, you know what I mean? As my next door neighbor.
Yeah, the beside you. Nuts, we didn't know him as Allah Nuts, yeah.
Right, as Nuts, exactly. Exactly, as Nuts, you know? So,
I won't get that name, the nickname, the one, but did the Nuts up that Nuts at the time? I won't get that name.
No, man, he was never Nuts.
Remember, he wasn't Nuts at all, right?
Never, no. I think it had to do probably with just some combination of name or whatever, them get that.
I remember, I said that. I remember when a man not up a man, like you broke him, I send him wise.
That's nothing.
Phil.
You know, make a bad move and twist him foot.
No.
That is like you hold the ball and nut him up in terms that say you.
That's possible. That's very possible.
Yeah, man, that's it full of skill, man.
It was a hard hitting midfielder, man.
Hard working man. Yes.
Hard working midfielder.
So tell me some of the match. Remember the Corner League match? Remember Patose played? Any match you remember? Corner League.
Yeah, well, listen. The glory days, we can't tell you, and if the dread them are listening, them know so true that. Patose never afraid of the dread them.
No.
They couldn't intimidate the Patose man them.
No.
And a big reason because a man like Bulari, who used to live on Patose. Who was a general. God rest his soul. But other than that, Patose used to make them. There were some very good matchups in Premier Card, and I think Dreads and Patose was always a marquee game because you have Maya on the other side, and then you have the other side. And Maya was a baller, man. I mean, Maya was very inspiring. It was a big goal scorer for Premier Card.
Yeah, man, Maya big baller.
That was always a marquee game. That was always something to look forward to. I think Asphalt as well was always a big game.
Yeah, Asphalt have a good team too, yeah.
That was always interesting for see them line up against Patose. I can't remember maybe Carawina. But I think back then, if you talk 74, 75, 76, the heart and soul of the league, when it really took shape, quite possibly I think maybe Dreads and Patose was big. It was always a big
game.
Meeting.
Big
game that. Yeah, that was a big game.
The Caribbean man, them come on and beg for differ, but when them come, everybody have them story for telling the memories. So we're not fight nothing. But
no. That, and obviously I'm just deferring to my memory.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly, Brian. Our memory because we come from that side of town, so we're going to defend our side exactly. Because Patose, we adapt exactly. We never have another team from Calbeck Avenue. Right there, so we live. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That was big, and of course, the mad from the forward, the mad, Bertadan, you remember, and Maya, up there, and the mad was at a decent team. So but definitely, Patose had the edge had a bigger edge in terms of a success over those teams.
Yeah. So
in my recollection, in those formative years, I would say between 73 and like
76. Yeah, man, look at my phone.
Yeah,
so you remember the first major league match you go watch in Premier League just started. You remember any other major league match?
Well, I tell you, one was interesting. I'm gonna tell you a nice one. We went and go watch Premier League. They get into a draw with them advance, and then end up a play Boys Town at stadium.
At stadium.
Yeah, they end up playing Boys Town at stadium, and so them come in and skill call and play for them at that time. And man like Diego Garden,
yeah.
Herbert.
It was a big game. So we were out our elements though, but not tell a lie. So a couple of us to take the bus and go watch the game, and the man them in the trench town man them in the stands roll up them split fan them out, and we think, but they were not intimidated by Premier League, and there were actually some nice men because we had plans well we not stay the whole game. Because there's something going to happen, you know what I mean?
I know you don't feel so safe at all.
Yeah,
exactly right,
yeah, when you go watch them game, them are halftime games for you.
Yeah, man, you have to leave by, yeah, man.
Yeah, soon as halftime comes, you're gone.
Yeah, man, you know, wait till the game over, man, because you want to protect yourself as well. Exactly, Brian. I know that.
I want to tell you, that killed Premier. I mean, and the guy that was like, come on, Juvenile, can't leave yet, man. I want to watch the game. Because this is the trench town, man, and that's it. I want to tell you something funny. At that same particular game, I remember vividly, Bob Marley and Skill Cole ended up, Bobby jumped the fence, and him come over upon the cycle track, and then Skill did play for a little bit of that game then, and the two of them was on the cycle track. I watched the rest of the game, and then the two of them just chilled upon it. So we should have all a camera them days there, but Bob was Bob and was waiting there. But that happened at that game. I remember that very, very clearly, very vividly. That was actually at that game. And for the man from Premier League who went, they'll also, them can back me up on that. That was, that was a big game where you remember.
That's the game, Brian, for the record, Premier League get the 8 love from Boys Town.
It was big, man. It was a whole beat. The man that laugh after we understand. That's what I tell you. The man that tell me, say, oh, no, I have to leave.
I remember, I never got a game, Brian, that I remember the embarrassment when Premier League and Boys Town put it on with the we were so intimidated out of element. You're right, Brian. Yes.
Yeah, yes. No, we're out our elements. I mean, the man that was big time baller. Yeah. And you could actually, when you look on the field it looked bigger than us.
Yeah, man.
No, the Boys Town man, that will use the whole field.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then that's stretched. Then we were stretched, completely stretched.
Yeah, man, it's like a Premier League team up there, third division team and outfit.
But you know the question me ask Brian.
Yeah.
You know that yesterday Monday where you list to play for Boys Town, you don't feel like if them Monday did have the support the football have now, them Monday could have make it to World Cup and go further than even the 98 team.
Well, you asked me a question it's something that I've been sharing with a whole lot of people, and I'm glad the questions were being raised here. So here's how Jamaica is. Unfortunately, right? The powers that be in Jamaica. Let's go back to the reality of Jamaican football and the history of Jamaican football. Unfortunately, the man that was excelling was the man from downtown.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Diego Garden, and most of knows that Diego used to play cricket as well. But it was those guys, and so the elements, the uptown man them never gave it its full support.
Yeah.
For example, my father would that, Lance. We saw bats and ball and everything. Any support we wanted in a cricket or a track, my father would have given us.
Yeah, I remember.
When my old man come home, I have to come off of the triangle and come home.
Yeah.
And now support football, right? And so as a result, in Jamaica, you find that the elite, for example, even when we used to go JC, it's a real Mona was basically the JC Manning Cup team in exile.
Yeah.
It was just basically, just JC Manning Cup team, past and present, right?
Yeah.
So when you take the JC real Mona team, that man now go jungle go play a game, right? Now go jungle go play. So you find say middle class Jamaica would never support football. I give it the support, put the support behind the sport as they should, and as a result, there is no way in my estimation Senegal and Ivory Coast and all them man there should have played Jamaica. Jamaica have a better, I think, better facilities and better upbringing than those guys. And it's the only sport, quite frankly, where Jamaican, of all the sports, by the way, where we put our mind to, I mean, Jamaica a bobsled team, right?
Yeah.
We we have swimmers, we have boxers, we have everything, and we have never really made it at the highest level as a team. And the reason for that is the support. The support has never been there. No, you take the same man because I'm treating Jamaica, because football was always treated as a downtown sport. No, you take cricket. You take cricket. Cricket is a gentleman's game. So you take the same downtown, you take the same downtown element, and guess what? The man they become gentlemen when the sport come, because it's not there's no fighting or anything involved in a cricket or track and field or any other sport. And that's one of the problems. It's just that it was never supported at the highest level, just because of the element that played it and the guys that was excelling in football in Jamaica.
Demographics.
You bring up a valuable point in the brain. I listen to you, man, and I kind of get a better understanding in terms of how. Because I think about it in here, you mentioned cricket, and cricket's an elite sport, right? In terms of the people who play cricket. The man go a cricket match and worries them have to leave half time.
You never see a fight break out.
No. And more important to know, the sports I want to compare to is track and field. Look how Jamaican dominating a track and field.
Absolutely.
But you now go a track and field, go see a fight.
That individual sport.
No, right. No, that's the key. That's the key difference to me in a brand. It's an individual sports,
Because they say a crowd do have a mind of its own. The more people, is the greater the possibility for problems.
Yeah. But listen, even if you take the same element, you have a whole part downtown man will come play cricket now. But then when they play cricket, they play it as gentlemen.
Yeah, man, that different mindset you must have, man. You have to have a different mindset.
Absolutely. It's a different mindset.
The majority of people around them is that, so they have to conform. It's like what
exactly. And
with the people in the Premier Call, we are potential troublemakers. Them still know say the majority outweigh them, so they have to conform.
Alex, you're gonna miss you out. I'm gonna say it. Cricket is a no contact sport. Track and field is a no contact sport.
Right.
And soccer, but you can't just imagine if Jamaican they play American football.
Yo, man.
Them would have to be a man. Them would have to be a man side of the field.
Yeah.
Right, that couldn't work at Jamaica at all, right?
It couldn't work, man. It couldn't work.
It's brutal. It's a brutal sport.
No matter what it is. There's no way American football can work in a Jamaican environment at all.
Not even basketball to a certain extent, if Jamaica was really high on it.
Because of the high contact thing again, yes. Yeah. And our mindset is like we just can't settle with dispute. That's why Premier Card is so unique, It's like you don't play a high contact sport like football.
But you know what, Jelly, I think the reason why we're unique is just what Brian mentioned, Although we're good at sports, we have a certain level of intellect. Because believe it or not, the only way a community can survive and survive peacefully is if everybody have a certain level of understanding our life through intellect.
Reasonability,
because right now, when idiot oldness are talk about 2030, Jamaica first world, how you become a first world country when the majority of the population are educated?
Yeah, because
when I hear ignorant people, majority of the population ignorant.
The problem is, is that we don't have a way, and it comes down to the intellect, though, And maybe it's not just intellect alone. Let me not say that alone. It's like we don't have a way for settle differences without fighting,
Yeah, exactly.
Hold on a few. Hear Brian, I said. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah. A man a run on the field with a gun or bring it with a knife because you're tackling brethren the wrong way and them sort of things.
Right. You forgot some man used to play Major League with knife. And when them play a certain team, where better than them and them know who them say if we just take out that one player, we will win the game. And then put on a player where them can sacrifice and make him all stab the man. And police will like, because me used to see that. I say, man, I wish, I say, team come play Premier Call and man got knife in them socks.
Yeah. Well, that's intimidation factor, man. The nonsense part, that's one of the sad part of waiting. I'm glad it's a good thing, so we don't have those kind of memories, really.
No, you're right, Brian, because that's the specialty more Permacal.
Yeah, but we're not gonna dwell upon it because the good old play the body.
Yeah, because we never. Definitely. The point is, when we were high school, Brian, I said, man, a fight and all them things. It's like I said, you didn't understand what that fight, because that's not our world, You're not our world at all, Brian. No. I'm not saying it's a dispute at all. Although I did fortunate for Meadowbrook, and that Meadowbrook was like Permacal to a great extent. Same like Permacal.
Yeah, it's a community.
Yeah, same way. It's same type of environment. So yeah. So any other match you remember, Brian, apart from the boys' home film, any other match run on the field? Well,
you remember, another memory I have is and some of the man who listen will remember that as well. I remember when Skill called it come train the team for a week. And I don't know if you guys remember that, but they come around for a week in the summer, come coach. And every man you run if he was really dedicated, and boy, Skill was incredible, man. Skill was on another level. And that was an awesome time watching that. But all the game them without really remembering them in any great details. It was just fun. It was going to cheering for Permacal because when you see man like Mabrook are Maya upon the same team now and not as adversaries as upon a week thing, It's just more a Permacal game than a Connolly game. So this thing, that was unified Permacal. Yeah. And win or lose. It was just a good game. The memories was great, especially even if we lose and score. You know what I mean? If we lose and score a goal, it was awesome. So and just the camaraderie itself of the summer, it was something to do. You get dressed and go watch the game.
Well, at that, I just gonna say, remember Corner League on a Sunday was like going to the movies or going to a drive-in movie.
It was huge, man. It was huge.
Yeah, man. The car. Remember, me tell you, it's like when I tell Jelly, say when we talk about the woman perspective, I say, remember, I say, woman used to dress up in them tight jeans and them little jean skirt, and them come on, come look at man, a football player, especially the top man them. Yeah, because it's like up here and you go college and you want quarterback or the star running back, and all of the girls them want a piece of you. And the same thing, so, and I just man there, woman, because I remember saying, sometimes the terminus, the field so crowded, people stand up on the outside, even on the side of the goal, the people stand up on the outside, on the ledge, and look through the fence, and I tell a man, say, move out of the way, move to that side there, because a man wants to see the game, but he can't get in because the ground already full.
Yeah, no.
Every Sunday.
It was awesome time. Sunday evening was a big time, especially when Pato said, when Pato say one of the letdown for me, because I used to go to church, was if Pato to play the first game, because then I missed the game. But thank God that was rare, in the scheme of things. That we usually play the marquee game, which was the evening game.
And the three top team them to me was Pato number 1, Dredge number 2, and Carwina number 3.
Yeah.
Anytime them three teams that play, any one of the two play each other, a big attraction.
Yeah. Also, I think Carolina was a big game as well.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No. So the crowd I want me to like, Brian. The amount of people who come at the match. It was an amazing time to me, man. To see the crowd who come at the triple header. I had a morning match, a 10 o'clock match, and they had the 2 evening match. It was an amazing time, Brian. It was
an amazing time, man. Before and after the game, and before, during, and after. Just the camaraderie of being in the area and link up with. It was essentially family. It was essentially family. And I want to tell you one of the great things, especially with this program that you guys are doing as well. What's amazing to me is pretty much. And I can speak for almost all the men we talk to as well, is we all have the same memory. Our memories are very similar. You know what I mean? In other words, we don't really know the man will look back from Permacal or Patosi and Permacal in general. And with a negative energy. You know what I mean? Everybody look back on it fondly. And that speaks for what Permacal was at the time.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
That's volume brand, right?
Community it was.
That's volume to rad. Every time I'm on listening to the program, I just smile up on the face and I laugh and I say,
smile on the face. We're gonna share a memory with you guys in a second too as well. But that's how that's how all of we look back on it just fondly and it's just incredible, man. Because the man really come and say, boy, no permacal man that I've spoken to through the years, recent or in the past, and surprisingly, man like Kazabi did link me like a month before him died, or 2 months before him died.
Oh,
and
really?
we just reconnected. Yeah, man, about 2 months before him died. Men and that talk like every day, and if we weren't talking with that text and that sort of thing, and I remember it was crazy, and his story, and I shared it on the Patosa site. But to get a call, I was getting some missed calls on WhatsApp. And it was this a man I leave a message and I said, boy, and I could tell it was an English number, so a number from the UK. So the person would just say, boy, guess who, and I couldn't recognize the voice. And I'm call her, a couple of times, and then we hook up, and then it was Kazabi. I mean, man, I tell you, we just started. We're talk and text and send pictures every day of things, not knowing say really goodbye the man that tell me, that really that just link up. But our memories were just so similar, we're just so similar. I don't want to tell you one of the last things we said to each other. Him said, boy, Brian, do me a favor, make sure say, cause we talk on a Sunday, cause the music go on by Jimmy.
I time brother, younger brother, steady brother.
Yeah, steady. I call him steady. Yeah. So he used to go on Jimmy on a Sunday. Them at dinner. Jimmy cook every Sunday, in England, and them get together and him say, listen, do me a favor. I remember Christmas was coming. It was around Thanksgiving or Christmas, and him say, do me a favor. The next time we talk, man, make sure it's a Jeff and 10 on the phone. And him say. And I promised him actually, but what happened is that Jeff live in Hawaii and the time difference is just crazy, and so we couldn't coordinate it. We couldn't get it coordinated, and then Christmas came and Thanksgiving came and Christmas came and New Year's, and we just sort of drop out and remember, boy, it never happened, and I regretted that obviously that we never make it happen. And then the man just dropped, but him just came back, I guess, into your life. But again, going back to all the memories that we were sharing. In fact, the first thing he said to me when he come on the phone, he said, "Boy, Brian, what my memory of you is? I win the 200 at Chops. I win me in there. I win, a heat or semifinals or something was saying, coming across. And whenever I used to talk about that, that was one of the cool things about Permacal, because every man that represent, but no man was a star. You know what I'm saying? To our peers. I just level vibe.
I bring up a follow-up point, Brian, or Cassie Brown bring up it. It's like, you see, when a permacal man I play for another school or I run for another school, a permacal same, because when Messi big it up for Dental or Briscoe big it up for Clarendon College or Excelsior, a permacal, me just say man is a permacal man, that man. So I know Cassie say man. Permacal is like, from the man from permacal in our era, I just permacal first, man. The school is like a secondary thing for you, Brian. A permacal I represent.
Absolutely. Listen, man, me used to not only run for GC, as you know, but me used to anchor when we used to run a release. And I can tell you, me used to hear shout-outs in the stand, and a permacal man, and the man in my weird
exactly.
We know them that cheer for me. I meet them the one.
Exactly, Brian. Exactly. Exactly. And that me I talk about, man. When a permacal man come, no matter what school him go, man, a permacal first. A permacal first, man. Yeah.
That's where the level of unity where it exists.
Yeah, man, exactly, man. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Because, man, the brother come on, Chris, so come on, the last film podcast about him. That remind me one time, Kazi, the girl rush, I think I tough for them, brother. I kick them or something. And the man run go over and come with a one papa. Kazi used to get some rotten knee Brian. When the man run. Come on, Kazi run. Kazi, I see boy I think it's Kazi knee lift in it.
I'm Bobby Mill. That's all right. Him did really good at that still,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man, because that's why they used to use him on the wing.
Yeah, man, Cass is the farm, man. I'm glad we can talk about him. Even them not there now. I'm going to dress him so we can talk about him and I'm happy with there. Because you say, you have good memories of them, man. Yeah,
yeah man. Fun memories,
what you
Jelly.
say, bro?
Yeah, we had some more sometimes with them, man. The man that was, I mean, I'm not telling you, I just unfound. Who would I know? Me and my talk, you know, like the last couple months of my life, and what send me pictures of his kids and me with my daughters and stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was a talk, not knowing to the man, I really tell me goodbye, And that's just how it does go. But there's a story when I finish. I want to share another story with you guys.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead.
Which is very interesting. So we used to the summer we used to get up early in the morning. The man we used to run track. So me, Stafford, and Jeff Ten, a whole bunch of we used to get up. And we used to just go wake up each other. We used to get up. This is how we used to do it. Because the man never used to run track like how we used to run track. But it was it's a whole clique of man used to get up in the early morning. So we used to get up from about 4:30, 5 o'clock. And what we do is just go from house to house and wake up man. Tell a man, knock on the window and tell man to get up. So like Peter and Stafford from the Nicholson over that house. Me, Jeff, and Ten would have been Panos, Oliver would have come, and so yeah, the milers and all the way to the same running, So we used to go up on the hill, and run. And then when you go up there, when you went up to the hill, there was, my cousin Andre, John, a whole bunch of us used to go up. And so when we go up, there would be cliques. There'd be another group. Like Beach, as I was saying, Maurice Beach, he had his crew and another crew. And then on the other side of Premacar now, you had man like Kirk Rawl, and he had another bunch of another set of guys from that end who used to come train as well. Kind of man that I run for Calabar as well. So you had another set of group. So one summer we hook up for plantation nights. We were coming down, and I think them was just coming up, and we just link up and we decided we said, boy, make we go swim. So the man a little place of plantation nights, and we said, boy, make we go swim. After we done workout, and then we jump into the water, and so mosquito start. I mean, them came at full force. So we both out there, and we never finish it though with the day because summer, and it's early in the morning. I remember we out from about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. I run. Yeah. And then we said we could go to the beach. And this was our crew and the crew from Rosal, from that side.
From Carwin Islands, yeah.
Right. Yeah, that side, so the whole bunch of about maybe 15 guys, about 15 away, or somewhere around there. And we decided, and we said, boy, we're going to bomb a truck, go a hell shot. That's how we do it, So we'll come down and we don't eat breakfast or nothing yet. So we'll come down and this truck driver will walk our way. And I try to turn my right, go to Hellshire. And a man from Patrick City, a truck driver, we pull over a open back truck, we carry the son. And we said, we're going, and we said, we'll go Hellshire. And him carry away. And the whole we jumping at the back and we'll go Hellshire. For the whole day, I spend there at the beach, not knowing, nobody never sent it in them pocket, man.
Yeah.
We're out there. We're just out there. And I remember Ken and Oliver and a few, the older man, them, we negotiate with a thing there, with a gas station, man, and we get some lunch. We get some bun and cheese and some soda and stuff, and we're well taken care of, and we're lying on the beach, not knowing how we'll come back home. And we're out at Elsha on foot, And so we'll come back now and we'll go back on the road in the evening. And I try to do the same thing. I turn my ride. I try to come through. And the same truck driver, I pass and I come back to Patrick City. Can you believe that? Yeah, the same man. Come on and pick her up like it was us designed. Like
Brian.
It was our DNA.
Like with the planet today.
Yeah.
And then but here what happened now when we reach home within the evening, because normally when I come home from running, like when I come in maybe about 8:30, 9 o'clock before waiting there start and my old man come back from lunch and when I reach home, so the parents everybody now panic. So something wrong. And them so by the time though by the time them catch up, boy, you know, the helper tell me, say, boy, your father will kill us now. You know what I mean? But by about 3-4 o'clock now when I reach home. So now that hunger with them, the hunger with your parents had, it now turned to fear.
Yeah, them started worrying about you.
So by the time my old man come up, you know, all they wanted was make sure so we're still alive. So they never said a word to us. You know what I mean? But as it worked out, we got the same guy that took us back home. And a couple of times because, as you know, Kirk and Gary, 10 mile to Carly, it was Kirk's twin.
Yeah,
so
man,
we
always yeah.
So we always get together for Thanksgiving, in the past until, we start spreading out and stuff. And we'll go through all them stories there. We'll go through them stories and that. And I want to tell you, here's the uniqueness as to why I'm sharing this story, is everybody's recollection and the story was exactly the same. You know what I mean? And so all our kids have know that story inside out, and anybody can pick it up at any spot. You know what I mean? Because nobody gonna repeat that story and embellish it. You can't really embellish a story there anyway. You know what I mean?
No, it's too unique for make up, Brian. Exactly.
You can't make that up. You can't make up that story there. So that was a big part of who we were. And so when you talk about Prembercall and different things where you can go to, man, I mean, all of them, man, I know Kenneth Tunnell was there. And the man, the pass on now, they're not with us, but he was there as well. And we don't remember the man them from Rosal and from that side who was there. But besides Kirk and I think Gary, I know Gary was young, but Kirk and Kenneth and a few of them man there that came. But it was just an incredible time, and we never know the impact something like that would have had on our lives. So that's a major memory, I think, where whole of a man can share and can probably identify.
And the situation now make it even greater. They now find that the look so easy now in them time.
No. That
you wouldn't even dare make a move like that.
Yeah. You wouldn't do that again, man. So that was some awesome time. Yeah. I think that story needs to be out there as a Prembercall.
Yeah, man.
Man, without a doubt.
It's a unique story, Brian, because when I travel from Prembercall and I go up a Queen Hill, come round by Plantation Heights, end up a Elcha, and we have a cent in the pocket and then leave with no money.
And spend the whole day. Yeah. And we eat lunch and everything. You know what I mean? And catch a ride, come right back. And the man said, boy, I can only drop on the guys. And Patrick said, we were way too happy.
Yeah, exactly. That's like your back.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's a 2 and 2 a week. Absolutely. You're home.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That was awesome times. That was awesome.
I think the thing about it is that when people listen to this, them can truly understand how fortunate and blessed we were to be a part of a community like that. Yeah. Because it was like I've said over and over, it's a true community.
Absolutely.
It's like what I said earlier. There's no hype. No man feel like no man bigger than no man. I just one love right through.
I no matter which part of Prembercall you go, man. From the top to the bottom, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But may I ask you
representation of community.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But may I ask you something, Brian, in terms of say, and when we talk about this, Chris had an interpretation of why I'm thinking it happened. Him say, may I ask you a question first. Why do you think Prembercall ended up to be such a unique community? Because you say your wife couldn't share the same memory you have from Prembercall.
Yeah. No, because they never have a sense of community.
So the question is, why do you think that Prembercall was lucky in terms of we? That way I just say, every Prembercall man you pluck out, anyway, from Aqualita Vale, Carwin, Patose, Clydesdale, Calbeck up at the top, Covey, all of them you know them. Chico Close, all of them have the same good memory of Prembercall. Why do you think that is, Brian?
Yeah, I think one of the united force of that goes to Prembercall Primary.
Yeah.
I think Prembercall Primary was a common denominator.
Most of our Prembercall Primary, yes. That may be a start. Yeah.
That
you're right. Really... No, for the community, they never have their own primary school.
Right. So most of the communities, they never have that. You know what I mean? And I guess people, for example, that went to Meadowbrook. Meadowbrook was a neighborhood school.
Yeah.
So if you live in a Meadowbrook and you went to Meadowbrook, you'll probably have a similar memory to those of us who lived in Prembercall and went to Prembercall Primary. That was, I think, and of course, listen, I mean, I went to Prembercall Primary from grade 1. to grade 5. And you know, man, my memory, even though I'm sure it wasn't all, you know, fun, I mean, I don't have a bad memory of that anyway. You understand what I'm saying? So the memories them start from there. And then, you know, once we remember we had like a summer school too. You had to go summer school.
Yeah, man. We had summer the first half of the summer.
You go summer school. And then in addition to that, so you know, we're actually being raised together in our village together.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean? From PHALL primary. And so that just translated and we just transitioned from there to sports. And you know, we had certain areas where we would play a big field, little field, triangle, boys, sort of thing. So we're always together. You know what I mean? Unlike the other neighborhoods. We're
right in a brand. That's critical. I never think about it. You're right in because like all the way, who go PHALL primary in our developing age, meet and know each other all the way. I go to the same school and we become friends. See, when you leave and go different high school, it never matter, you know. That connection that we made. Never matter at all, no, Brian. You're right. I never think about it that way before now.
It never matter.
Because the primary school was built just about the time when all of us come of age, you know. And all of us, most of us went to the primary school.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like you, I went there from 1st grade all the way to 5th grade until we take common entrance.
So
whether man go high school or not or secondary, it never matter at all. The PHALL primary are the contributing factor. You're right about that. You're so right about that.
That I think are the common denominator for all of us.
We never think about it that way at all. The explanation of Chris Aguilar, which kind of makes sense, is like you might say PHALL have some unique borders. It's like PHALL border by Boulevard, and none of us want to cross the Boulevard. We have smaller here say, your parents are telling us don't cross the Boulevard. You got kid killed. And then you have the Sandy Gully on the other side, on the west side, and then you have, well, none of us want to cross over Marble. The Francis land was the most you go.
But you have to take a chance if you go through Marble.
Exactly, Brian. So it was like an enclosed community, you know, with natural. It's almost like it wasn't like no wall around it. It's not like no border wall or no wall. It was just a natural enclosed thing where every man of PHALL community knows them safe. Because it's surrounded by some...
And as we said, self-contained pretty much. Remember, so them used to show a movie up at Methodist Church, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a self-contained community where I was supermarket. Pharmacy. Used to got a little clinic up by the supermarket too, one time. Yeah, man, I got every little thing.
Well, the word I used earlier is brand and well, Tennessee married to a girl from PHALL, and so did I. It's an all-inclusive community here, Brian. You know, go to PHALL.
No, and Jeff married from a girl from Meadowbrook. I mean, from high school as well.
Exactly. Yeah, I know, because she got Meadowbrook with me. Yes, I'm aware of her. Yeah. So it's an all-inclusive community. So it's like, you know, say, you don't have to go outside at all, man. You don't have to leave PHALL. Forget where you want, man. All right, PHALL and Meadowbrook community. You don't have to leave it at all.
The greatest thing is that living in PHALL was fun.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
It's like you said, we got different high school, but when school over, you're not reluctant towards going home.
No, you want to go home, man.
No, exactly. Man. That was, especially for somebody like me, we went pretty much outside of the community. You know what I mean? That was important for me, especially summer holiday or Christmas. Man, we used to, you know, that was, I was fully in.
Yeah, man, because you're right, Brian. And holidays them come, it's like at the driest time that month. Because we play football or cricket over Boys Town or upon the triangle or upon the road. All day, or we run.
The whole day. Fun go down.
Yeah, man.
That was a major thing, man. That was major.
Yeah,
that was major.
Yeah, you're right, Brian. You're right about that, you're right.
People, you know, when summertime come, and we start play ball from 10 o'clock on the triangle, and we don't stop until night come. And worse, when we stop, we get street light.
Yeah, after a while we get light. We could play all night.
Yeah, I was there a couple months ago. I mean, over the summer, and then paved the road, by the way. I don't know if you guys know that.
Which road?
Yeah, man.
The whole from in fact, I think from Calbeck come down, then paved the road freshly paved.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
The whole of Patousse paved.
Yeah, man. Them pave over a couple of the road, them car. Well, Cove me here says our brother will live on it, actually do it. He have a construction company.
Yeah.
Wow.
But most of the road, rest of the road, them are the council get it done.
Okay.
That's skin up, brother. Skin up like a brother. Because I'm not the paper over there, you know.
Skin up, remember the name they Phil. When right name
Yeah,
again?
man, he used to play for COVID too.
Yeah, man. Give me the man right name.
I know Skin up. Film little brother, the councillor, call them break ground over Marvally for renovate Marvally Park next to them.
Remember the name Skin Up, yes? But they didn't make sense to call the right name because I never remember that. I don't Skin Up remember for true. I just call them name.
Yeah.
But Brian, let me ask you a question now because I asked Dragon them earlier, I talk to him and Chris, him brother, and I say, a whole heap of athlete come through Pembroke, you know, in your mind. Whole heap of athlete. In your mind, either football or track and field, I have to include that with you and your family because Tennyson and Jeff are big time track and field man them. In your eyes, who are the most influential sportsman ever come out of Pembroke? Even after you leave, when you hear some money in call and you say, because I know after you leave, you still have to Pembroke sports.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, listen, when we were leaving, so probably now third, fourth farm for me, man like Priggs that shine.
Leslie Thompson,
And that's Leslie Thompson, yeah. The man that come of age and was known outsider thing there. Obviously, I left, man like Messi me here, and I know I excelled as well and started doing well and probably became one of Jamaica's most profound defender, yeah.
I can't the roots the record say I think Messi had Pembroke most cap player. Jamaica's most cap player from Pembroke.
That's also possible. So that's awesome,
Yeah.
I know when we were there in the early part of the 70s, maybe the biggest baller I would say was Pato. Tweets.
Pato Tweets, yeah.
Yeah, because I think him not play for either Cavalier or Santos.
Cavaliers.
Right, must play for Cavaliers. So I think if my memory serves me right, and if you remember Fire as well, I think Fire that played with Cavaliers or was associated with them.
Yeah, Bobby Fire,
Maybe Pato was. And of course, the David and the come from McCall after a while. And so, Richard David was a baller, Woolmans.
Richard and Kenneth David, yeah.
Kenneth David. So again, in my mind, it would, I'm sure man might have other men that I can refer to, but just in my mind, I think those were the guys that were sort of not just limited to Premier Call, but was making a name for themselves outside of Premier Call. And I think Richard David was on that Woolman's team that did win Manning Cup right before them get the band as well. That the team would win the triple.
The Triple Crown.
I won the last team would win it. The only team I remember when I was in high school that had won the triple. And Richard David was on that team. So those are the people that I can remember that was popular outside of us,
Yeah. So all right, let me ask you another memory now. You must remember now. You remember? Well, we never call him name. The man used to sell. Maybe just call him name Prince down at Alaska. You used to go down at Prince to buy fish.
Oh man, we talked about that the other day. Just listen. I was in Florida. In Florida about, unfortunately, the last 2.5 months, my wife had lost her mother and her father. So I was in Jamaica and then went to Florida. But that's one of the things, our brother was down in a Miami. I set up in our new place and it was, we're setting up a fish tank the night we were down there. Yeah, listen, I'm I ask him actually, one of the questions I ask him, Lance, and Phil is this. I say, listen, would I buy fish from Prince? I think they go check Prince, and it look the same way. We're gonna buy a fish and if we buy it like Monday, by Tuesday evening, the fish them belly up, and we were saying, boy, what was the problem? You know what I mean?
What the problem? Yeah.
But the thing was too much chlorine in the water. You know what I mean? And never know the dynamics of having the water sit and not putting the fish them inside there for a while. And
the water settle first, right?
Yeah,
right.
Never settle. So we used to just buy them and throw them in the thing and mix up and throw some feed and probably overfeed the fish them and then in no time. So it was just a regular exercise. We're buying them on them. Of course, remember them on them, man. That was a big part of our childhood. Everybody used to go down and pick up some fish. But
can't say nobody in a Pembroke wouldn't know Prince, especially for fish, where fish is concerned.
That was a passage, a rite of passage.
That's a unique Pembroke remember to man. Because they have one aquarium and the man were bringing arts. I think what is now, Phil. Okay, I think of another community where have them unique experience there. Where have your own fish when you buy
But
pet
Jelly,
fish.
that's what I tell you. It's like when you hear Brian I say, everybody is like when you listen to them, it's just good memories. It's like
the memories are awesome, man.
I'm gonna talk no negative thing because there wasn't really much of that in a Pembroke.
No.
The memories are
fun. We had too much fun there. Remember, say I go bar there at Pembroke, and go bar draw problem.
Yeah.
And none of that never go on, cause the man them used to come down there, and I just fun see him with.
Well, I don't know. Down in front of the school.
Yeah, man. Paradise.
Oh, yes. I forget that.
They used to name Candies.
Yes. That maybe after Brian leave. Yeah, man, after
Brian leave. Because I wanted to say, I think I roots to the man that used to come down there. Either him or Jack kill them, but the man used to come down there, and when the girl that dance, and she should bend down, the man them turn on like a little pen light and shine it. Flashlight. But I was just vibes. You never ever hear no
problem
vibe,
or none. Yeah.
No, even the club. What it upstairs, Paradise.
Yeah.
When Bo did first come back and Bo carry go up there and just disappear upon where I left for up
You know, I'm gonna ask him about him one day. I said I need to bring him on. I mean, if Brian remember him. He used to run the club up the Rock Club. A black him.
Yeah, no, that's a Marlon father, that's at the Rock.
Yeah, when last name? Fitzua.
Fitz Black and Marlon father.
Yeah, man, yeah. Brian, you never know him. The man who run the club up.
I don't know the guy who saw the bakery.
Oh shit, when him used to live at Queensberry and drive a MG.
Mike him name I think, you know. Mike him name, you know. I know you talk. We used to play up at the club there talk, Brian.
Him own Paradise.
Oh, I don't know how you talk. But
Fitz Black where you talk, him own Rock Club up at Meadowbrook.
That's the Marlon father, yeah.
Yeah, Marlon Black. Because Marlon still live at Last Queen, you know.
Oh, really? Never know.
Yeah, man.
Brian, you don't know who Phil talk about?
No, the name don't ring a bell.
That's
yes, even Cassie Brown, them sister, Joan, she live at the house, you know.
Marlon house?
No, Cassie Brown.
Cassie's sister still live at the house.
Yeah, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, them fix up the house, you know.
Oh, I never know that. Our sister him again, Joan.
Yeah,
man.
She was a healthy body, you know. Yeah, man. She was one of the target them. when man antenna go up, and she cause it for go.
She was nice. My record, she was a nice looking girl. She's still out there.
Even it's like
Phil, Brian asked that question. What question, Brian?
No, my question is, she's still there, right? I remember she was a nice
yeah, man.
Yeah, but that's a must say. She's still by the house, right? That's a must say. I never even know that. I didn't even know that at all. I didn't know that at all, Phil. Yeah. So, Brian,
go ahead. Cricket with us as well. My brother used to play cricket with us. Yeah. He was a cop and them actually shoot him. You know, he actually died. Waiting in there. But it was just the nature of the beast of the business. The waiting that he was in.
Which one of brother that? Not Danny.
No, man. No. They had an uncle, a young uncle who was a cop. And he used to come play with us. He used to come play cricket run Boystown with us when he was in town.
Okay,
you know?
Okay.
Yeah. And you know, he unfortunately I think he had some shootout and thing here. But he was an undercover cop at one point.
Yeah.
Went back.
Yeah. So Brian, yeah, go ahead, Phil. So like you have something to say.
No, I said that come with the territory.
Yeah, that's what I said. That part of the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
So, Brian, any more fun memories there? Because simply I do take it to know where they talk. I like a 2-minute with the stars and a 2 hour there talk.
Boy, really, 2 hours gone already. No, it's incredible, man. Listen, I mean, you know, so much thing. Another memory, and I think I'd share this with the Patosi group as well. But another one of my fun memories, and that go with me and Jeff. Me and Jeff used to save our lunch money. And you know, boy, you know what Jamaica was, and I think your listeners can appreciate this. We had like Jamaica had a weekly menu. So Monday if you get oxtail, Tuesday you get rice and peas, and you know them give you mince pan on Wednesday, and it just go down the line and yeah, ground beef, right? So you know it's almost everybody the same sort of menu going on for the like the whole parents them just conspire and say this is out of a bit. And you know so. Saturday was soup.
Yes.
Still is.
Red pea soup or some other soup. Yes, Brian. Yeah.
And you know the soup I choke with dumpling and everything that you know what I mean? So me and Jeff used to get tired of that, and we used to give it to my dog. We just take a few sip and throw it, but we used to save our lunch money, and we used to go over by Pete's. I would go buy 2 patty at each, and wait in there. And so we used to come back like children in my backyard, and me and him used to eat and stuff. So that's a memory where me and Jeff share that, you know. We used to make sure, say, you know, by middle of the week, I said, boy, you save your money, right? You have money for Saturday. And we used to get it right anyway, because we used to look forward to that. And that's a fun memory, definitely, especially for me and Jeff.
Yeah, man, and Pete's party was good.
Yeah, well,
it could arrive at tasty.
Yeah, man.
With peas and you know the pineapple orange drink that was cold. And we used to, that's another big memory. We used to do that on a Saturday evening, you know, after we're done and waiting in there. So that was definitely a fun time for you know, for Jeff and me. Sharing that. That's huge memory for us.
Man, I did mention the soap thing. I remember, man. Every Saturday, soap, man. You're right. There's a regular.
And you know, Sunday chicken and another thing. If you get something else, they might give you chicken and then you have 2 drinks. You know, 2 different a sweet drink and something with milk.
Some juice or something like that. Yeah.
Carrot juice.
Or carrot. Yeah.
And of course, you have the rice and peas.
Yeah, man, rice and peas. That's standard for Sunday, Brian.
Them a boil the peas for the whole day Saturday and ready for Sunday. You know, and them put up some coconut into that.
Yeah, man, that's before pressure cooker became a part of the day. The peas have to boil the whole day because the peas tough if you not boil on.
We don't know what about cook something the whole day. And then your rice and peas ready.
You know, Brian attack, that's why you see a Yankee but tell us, say, boy, you guys' food tastes good, but it takes too long to cook. I know them want it in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a hardly thing, man. Because you remember on a Saturday, you know, when I them send you outside because them are clean.
Yeah,
them clean the floor them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? The polishing are gone. So, you know, it was that those are the things, but you can't.
Them are real memories.
Yeah, man. What I just said to the polishing.
Yeah, man.
And that's how and all we have the electric floor polishing. Sometimes you have to have the coconut brush, you know. The
well, I never tell you everybody, because some we have to go down on our knees with coconut bowl.
That's a real leaf, man.
Yeah, man, and the brown color varnish for shine when you don't do that enough.
And that China lasts until the next Saturday.
Yeah, man.
That China will house to the next Saturday.
And you better try and mess up the floor if you go out and come in, because a broomstick will reach you.
Of course. You can't go through protocol and not remember them things.
No.
You know.
No.
So I was say priceless memories, them, your brother, man.
That's priceless.
And when you pass on them things to the next generation, them will realize what it really means for living a love. Because once you're living a love, that's joy and happiness.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. But, so you remember some of them races we used to run on Triangle, Brian?
Well, listen, man, the 400. You know what I mean? That was a 400 then. I mean, one knows that was, you know, the Triangle was a regular stadium for us.
Yeah, man.
We used to have man on a lookout.
Yeah.
You know, we had man upon a lookout if a car come, because I used to run the 200 now from where the shop them used to live, coming round.
Yeah, Maxwell shop.
Yeah. So, you know, from the corner, and then you make that turn, come round, and that was our 200.
Yeah, man.
So that was huge memory, man. Of course, we're full for races. You know, man. In fact, in my last visit to Jamaica, we were talking about that, and I was sharing that memory with the Nicholson, one of the oldest sister. You know, who much older than us anyway, but she was there, and she said, well, you know, when you guys left, them carry that tradition because her daughter ended up not only running for Jamaica, but I think she's also coaching. She's also coaching for, I think, Sweden or one of those Scandinavian countries now. And then that continued the tradition. You know, the tradition was continued. With them running around the triangle. She say, you know, them pick it up from you guys still. Them still the next generation.
Yeah, I know the whole she say at that, Brian. I know exactly what you at.
Yeah, she named Vivi.
Yeah, I know what you at. Oh, Vivi. I know exactly. Yeah, and older than Nelly. Yeah, I know.
Older than Nelly. She's one of the older ones.
She was older than we, yeah. Dougie, the older brother, Brian.
No, Dougie the oldest one.
That's what I remember. Dougie the oldest one, and then Peter, and then Nelly, and then Joan. And Carol and forget what
yes, Coach Jelly.
Michelle,
right. Michelle, yeah, man. Michelle live in Las Vegas.
Yeah, she live in Vegas. Yeah, that's where you're.
Yeah, cause Paul link up with her. Yeah.
Right. She and Paul in the same age group.
Yeah, because I think Carol live in New York. Them some must say Queens.
Okay.
Yeah, and think Juicy too.
No, Joe live Atlanta, I think, you know. Joe live Atlanta.
Yeah.
Well, Joe said, I just said, but I don't want to go.
Yeah, man, without the right name. Where's I right place shall live then? I should live in
I thought she was still in Jamaica. Okay, so she's in Atlanta.
That's what I mean, but you know what, Brian, I don't know, I can't confirm nothing, you know, because I just, we were here the last time, I just saw you here for a Philly year New York. The fact that I don't know when they call Josie, you know exactly where I talk. She was one of the few girls them who have a nickname then, have a nickname when a brand was sticking up. And I don't know.
You know, you say when a man used to hear M2 me juicy, I she them. Yeah, you remember that song there? No man, she was one for the ages, bro. Hot body.
Yo,
we could go past my nigga sisters though, you know, that's over the city girl.
Yeah, man, but no, why don't you remember with Joan, you know? Is that she could have run in a brand. She could have run fast. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fast.
Yeah,
and man. No matter person named Marie as well, who was even fast.
Yeah, man. Marie.
Her cousin, yes. Yeah.
That's a Michelle best friend, Jelly.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
She got married off, though.
She live on Long Island.
She live on Long Island, exactly.
And I called my number because I have a program on a radio station that I listen to out of New York.
I remember them that cousin with it, not hearing him. Yes, he was hearing impaired. I don't want to use the word that I used in the old days. Howard, his
name is Howard. His name is Howard.
Yeah. I now use what the word I use in our days. I don't want to use it on this program at all because we graduate from.
I hear you. Yeah, his name is Howard.
Yeah.
And then So definitely, man. And yeah, Marie was definitely very fast. That's Stafford's sister. And it's so Stafford, Howard, and Marie. Who
right.
But let me ask you a question, O'Brien, before I start winding it down, because I have to ask this, you know. I remember, you know, your father, Mr. Nicholson's father, the one must have a Chev, a Buick. Remember them who carried the field?
Chevelle.
He used to change one almost every year.
Yeah, man.
Chrome bumper.
Yeah.
You know what I used to admire when it drive past and through the bumper chrome. It's like you see the road just moving at the bumper. Because the reflection of the roadway.
You can't beat that, man. My old man that was part of our work. You have to watch that almost every day.
Yeah, man.
Even if you never need to watch it, you have to watch that. You know what I mean? You just want to keep it busy anyway.
Yeah, man.
So that was one of the things. That was pretty sweet, man. Get a broom and clean it out and clean that down and stuff.
Yeah, man, I remember your old man car, Mr. Nicholson car, man. They driving them car, the smooth film, I tell you.
Yeah, man. Because man used to use them for tourist business and through American.
No, but man, when them evidence was top of the line car field, remember that before?
Jelly, but because as a big, remember say them car they have chassis, you know.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a heavy car, so it rides smooth.
It was very smooth.
Yeah, man. When you ride that car, because I used to get riding on Mr. Nicholson car come Meadowbrook, I just start Meadowbrook. And the smoothest ride I get, man.
Yeah. So that's what
I wonder if the car make it smooth.
I'm just saying that with you guys, man. Because everybody get a ride, go to school and a bus, man.
Yeah, because you can't school so far, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I said thing I bust me off a take.
Yeah, you were an outlier to Phil. Because you know, weird on a North Street. Yeah.
Really, I walk in a 80 election, I have to walk from North Street, come up Pembroke Hall.
So hold on, how much man from around you? That's a talk about you, and this is not about you, but from you go KC. How much man from Pembroke Hall go KC, remember? From our end, right?
The only person, James Everett, who used to live on Lascunet, like 2 houses down from Marlon.
Okay, because most of the other man go Calabar and Meadowbrook.
Michael Ross, who used to do high jump, Mikey used to do a pole vault. Used to live over a Raggedy House, next to Wayne them, Walters.
Up at top of Calbeck, okay.
Yeah, although the man that come up Pembroke Hall late.
Later words, yeah. But me are talking our time with brand time. It's like, as Brian said, you ain't more outliers.
I wish Brother KC Oliver used to go.
No.
Camperdown.
A Camperdown?
Which is another outlier school.
Yeah, purple and white time you used to see him in
Camperdown.
No,
Camperdown. You never have a brother Brian? We brother name again.
My brother who that in the music business, the Delroy and the name. He used to play cricket with those lands.
Yeah, man, it's still about?
No. He actually was went into the music business that as well as a DJ and called himself, I think, Fire Brown. You know, it was one of them things that were just some shoot-out business, and unfortunately, you know, we lost into that lifestyle.
Okay,
you know?
I get you. Up here, Jamaica or foreign?
No, Jamaica.
Okay.
I was in Jamaica as
I never know that. But
as Fire Brown.
He was play cricket to do tomorrow. Yes, I remember that. He was play cricket more than Oliver. Yes. I remember that.
Yeah, he used to love cricket, man. That's the only one he really used to play.
Yeah, man, I remember that. He used to wear glasses.
He used to wear glasses, exactly.
Yeah, man, I remember that.
So they start DJ as Fire Brown. I think him and you know, Culture Bobby. Then they start
Bobby Culture, yeah.
They went into the
music thing, yeah. And that itself have a risky lifestyle a certain way. So it's like
There's a different element still.
Because Pembroke Hall produce a whole heap of musician too, so we have to give them props to that. Yeah, man. Yeah. But Brian, anyway, before me want to know, me ask you any question or anything where you want to comment about where me or Phil never ask you about at all. Anything. The floor is yours.
No, we'll cover some good stuff, you know, but we're going to leave the door open as them come up. I gotta say, man, can't believe the time went the way it did. But Lance, we know with that talk before anyway, and we just realized, you know, say it was going to go in this direction. So we know we're going to lose any gap. But I'll say this though, especially for the audience, man. Obviously, you know, other people who came through Pembroke Hall when we were coming through. I mean, I don't know if everybody had the time with it, but I can tell you, everybody who I've come in contact with, and who were, you know, one of the best things you can say about Pembroke Hall and living in Pembroke Hall when we did was when we were living it. It's not just the memory, but we knew it was good times when we were living it.
Yes,
you know
yes.
I mean, Brian, sometimes you have to just look back on certain times and say, well, you know, that wasn't some bad time, it was some good times. But we knew it was good times when we were living it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good way for putting it, Brian. I love that. Yes.
We knew it was special.
Yeah. We live in our time and we know it is special, Brian. You're right about that. You're right about that.
No, we know the time was special, man.
That's what I say. We know that, as I said, because that's why you see, as we say, no matter which school we go, because one school over is like all the other part of your mind, you want to reach back in your ends. Because it's like the life have to continue. You know, that's how we bring joy to you.
I'll give one closing memory, because you asked for that, Lance and Phil. So one of the closing memory was Christmas. So you know the second week of school, I mean December, the first week was school closed. So it closed either upon the 13th, the 14th, or the 15th, whichever one it falls, right? And then we're in. So here's what one of my great memories of that is when we used to come home for Christmas, which the week after now would be, we start get heavy into Christmas. Now, during that week, we take from my like a block there, from Patos, you'd have my mother and you'd have the Nicholsons and Miss Irans who was next door to me. Those three houses were always baking. And as kids, we used to run between the three houses, and we used to try and say, well, every Christmas Eve, all of we would say, we're not going to bed. We're going to stay up and everybody, I check on everybody. Of course, by 10 o'clock, man start drop out. But we used to try. And one of the fondest memories, because my mother was very nocturnal. She was always up at night, and she would bake and stay over and bake as well. But one of the things, we used to take the pot after them done and just lick the pot because after the birthday cake.
Sweetest part of that, for lick the thing
that's a huge memory.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And just tasting the baking part was even, I think, greater than the cake itself.
Yeah.
Just up running back and forth and see if the cake ready and what stage it was in and how it coming on and that sort of thing.
That's like your mother gave for stir every minute to take your finger and wipe them for the wooden spoon.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I talk about. That's what I talk about.
I know not that what the dramatics. I mean, why you to do that? You get the wooden spoon.
No.
You get the pot. You get the baking thing. I have to lick that right into the.
Yeah, man.
That's a big memory, Richard. That was big.
That's like your mother said to Mr. Lindsay for buy saltfish, and then you pick the saltfish by the time you reach home half right done.
Yeah. So before we close up, I'm gonna ask you guys a question.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Everybody, the guys remember Leeds, who used to live up your side.
What do you mean? Yes, man. What you say? Yeah.
Okay. So Leeds. Why sometimes I call my wife Leeds because she have a way where Leeds used to have an attention problem. Leeds used to come down and they used to send him go to shop, And Leeds would have stopped like by my house or whatever. I watch the game if we play some game, and them send him go shop and Leeds just stand up and I watch and maybe an hour or so pass. And you said, why the shop are gonna close, Leeds? Go down to the shop, man, and come back and take care of business. Whatever happened to that bridge in the man?
Phil.
Boy, listen. The last time I know him did a work at one bakery in Mount Vernon, and that I lost. This a years ago.
He was in New York. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Brian, let me get that story about later.
Because a man with a love say. I really like it. I could have all a
good people out there.
Man.
Hold on. Yeah, that story. Let me give this background to that story with later now. It's like. Later, just like you right there, let's get money for go shop and later stop every house and watch TV. Because him just want to watch. Look at you couldn't get for what TV I'm here. So every house will have TV.
Remember my grandfather did strict,
Yeah, right. And uncle him, right. So later what TV brand and them can't see later come. And one evening, one night now, later uncle come to my old man house and ask him, and I said, well, later come on, mate. So true, that used to work at JBC, and him called JBC News thing, and put out what him called APB.
A bulletin, like a missing person bulletin.
And so later was him to go home, News media come on and say, missing his Leighton Spicer from Permacal. A Permacal connection them, man. I tell you, man, because one man called people at JBC, and that just call out and late, all points bulletin go out for late, sir.
But him was lost in translation, because I see him when Raymond gave him the ride, the time on the bike, at a Harvey brother. And Raymond, I tell the man, say, for leaning and back, and Leighton, listen. And when Raymond make a bad move, and Leighton that I fly off of the bike and him put him pants go each on the indicator. So him end up and get dragged. Yo, we dead with laugh. It was like a joke. And the man must drag him from after Harvard, Miss Taylor house.
Yeah.
Yeah, to boat Jai house.
Okay, so I'm good. No, Brian, I'm glad you bring up that right. That's some special Permacal memory late.
Yeah, no, you can't. Those are memories you have to ask, man, because listen, we used to tell them the late. You have to go to the shop, man. You have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my tension was just anything but going back home.
Yeah, man, him never want to go my time, man. Him never want to go my time. For whatever reason, him never want to go home. Leighton Spice up, man. But yeah.
My grandfather used to deal with him rough, man, because one time the man come broke a broom pan him over and Peter them land.
Yeah, some of us have it rougher than some feel, so we're not going to go into that at all, because we're not true the parents.
Jelly, at good times, I'll do it might sound negative at good times, because something will make you laugh. You see what I say?
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, insight into life from them angles.
You probably laugh on it, know. That's true. I love find out them the low, Brian. I love find out.
No. Yeah.
Well, that's the last place I know him did there. And the thing with it too, you see, people like we not doing the social media thing, so probably you can't even find them on Facebook or them place.
Yeah. No, right.
Because we're not into that era.
Well, we never start looking. I never in that era till we start doing that. I said, I reach out to everybody. And that's how we do, Brian. Someone face me know either from America, I'm just a friend. I'm just a reach out back, Phil. You can't do that, Phil. Trust me. It's not.
Well, that's the thing, Phil. You say once you know somebody right name, you just have to type it in and look
on a face, and then sometimes
the result them will come up and look on the picture.
And then sometimes the friends them will know. If my friends like your friends, you're gonna know say somebody where you know.
Right, because exactly. Then you look for them friends. Yeah, man, it's a process, but it's nice because I tell you, say even Pranger did say like it's nice to have a Pembroke union where everybody come back, like the foundation, man, them people them were still alive.
Yeah,
man.
Well, if you see that can't happen for a bigger vision, like the vision of Roots have just say, build a Pembroke.
Yeah, but even when they get the academy launch, you can't use that as a launch and as a reunion.
You see, when you have a vision for do something, you more likely to do it than say, you just want to have a party and a reunion.
Right.
You see, a vision to say.
Right.
You want,
that will make it happen.
Yeah. You want to build a... The idea I talk about, Brian, say, build a Pembroke, set up a Pembroke Academy, both male and female, where under 8, under 16, under 12, and just know, say, officially, you know, it's like you want to leave a legacy for say, because I say, Pembroke set up the original Corner League. I say, why you can't have a vision to set up a big, the best academy, football academy in Jamaica? That's the vision I look upon and I say. I mean, I say, I'm going to do it, you know, I just put it out there and say, that's the vision we can do back for Pembroke. Where Pembroke become the go-to place for soccer in Jamaica. That's my vision I look upon, you know, so. That's all.
All of us get together and brainstorm.
Where's Brian?
No, I'm saying is that you put it out there and you never know who's listening.
Exactly, Brian. Exactly.
Who's gonna act upon it?
Exactly. It's like
Make it plant a seed.
Yeah, man. That's all we can do, Brian. It's almost like when you decide to go else the day and you know say you don't know you're gonna reach home or go back, you know, but you go. You see me I said that. Similar
awesome,
it turned out to be a success.
Similar thing, Brian. Similar thing. So, Brian, before we go, any closing remark you have?
Listen, what I'll say this is, you know, enough respect to you guys and what you guys doing. You know, it's I think the reach out here. It's awesome, man, and you know, we feed from everybody energy and everybody memory because you know all of us were there and we're there at the same time. It was, you know, thank God it was fun time. We don't have a whole pub. You know, it's not clouded with bad memories and stuff. And so we thank God for that, man. And thank God for you two guys and what you guys doing. Wishing you all the best. We'll keep the light burning and you know, for the people that are listening, for the folks that are listening as well, you know, remember everybody. And that's one of the good things about our community as we were coming up, is that everybody was family. Nobody not really pop the style on everybody.
No,
just one, you know? I was always just Brian and yeah, no matter what, you know, whatever we're achieving outside, at the end of the day, it was just Brian. You know what I mean? So, and we are Phil, and we are Lance and Patrick and Jeff and Brian and everybody. So, I mean, that's awesome. I think, you know, we will not be able to relive those days, but certainly them live on in our memories, man. And
exactly.
You know, and this platform will certainly continue to keep those legacy alive. So God bless you guys, man. And that's really, you know, thanks for inviting me, by the way. Thanks for inviting me. I had a good time. And it was just awesome talking to you guys, man, and continued success. And you know, maybe another time, another year or so.
Yeah, man. The doors are always open. The doors are always open.
Yeah, and Jeff and tell us all this can come back on, man. I want to know that brothers.
We'll come true. We'll do it again.
Exactly.
You know,
it's not enough time.
Yeah.
You said your land spoke to that earlier.
Yeah, definitely.
It would end up in a situation where we run out of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because too much memories and they're good.
Yeah.
And good memories, very good memories. You know.
Phil, you know, a closing remark.
No, more than for us to make Brian know, boy, we appreciate having him, brother man, because listen, it can never be enough.
Yeah.
Because memory lane is always fun.
Yeah, man.
And it can only bring positive things, because if a man decides a boy I'm gonna take even one of them program here and play it for at a community function and make the people what they know see where the community are come from, might be do a good thing for the community. And right now the community can use some help.
Uplifting, yeah.
Yeah, man. So listen, it's always a pleasure, brother, man.
Yeah, listen, man. Enough respect, man. I really enjoyed my time, and we had a good time. And it was thank you again. Thank you guys for inviting me, and it was a lot of fun. Great memories.
Yeah,
great memories.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Brian.
Brian.
Thank you, Brian. I'm gonna start leave them in conversation in this way. In the words of the great Bobby Fire. On the ball, Pembroke.
Yeah, man. All the time.
All right. Thank you guys so much, man.
Yeah, man.
All right. Continue
all right,
success.
Brian. You take care.
Bless.
All right.
Bless, Brian. Bless, right. Phil. Yeah, man. Later. Right. Cool. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to Pembroke Memories podcast. And remember to give us all the support you can on whatever social media platform you are listening. A special thanks to my production manager, Kyle Prince, who takes care of everything involved in getting the podcast out every week. And without him, I would not be able to do what I love doing every week, having memorable conversation about Pembroke. Thanks.